up.
Man, that was awesome. Awesome. Right.
I'm feeling kind of irie, I think.
What?
No, not actually, but, because I'm on probation, but,
Awesome. So, who are you? And this poor guy's strapped into here to his. Did you? Yeah.
What are you playing there, bro?
Did you create this contraption or?
I kind of invented it.
It's very cool.
It is.
I sent it to a buddy who actually creates the cajones.
Right. Yeah, I have one.
Yeah.
They're cool.
There's a guy I sent it to in Colorado that was making cajones, and I was like,
Uh-huh.
hey, I had this idea. I want to put this into a reality, and this was like.
It's pretty cool, man. I got to say.
Like, it was a long time ago. I took it out on the islands with me. That's why I said I'm going to bring my island set. I'm kind of excited. I haven't played this thing in forever.
That is so cool.
It's like a mechanical something over there.
Wooden box. It's got four different tones here.
And you built that too.
Well, I didn't build it. I modeled it.
Yeah.
Modeled it. Or whatever.
You-
I gave him the thing. I was like, here, you do it because I don't know woodwork very well.
So what is it? Is
So
it chambered, like say like a semi-hollow body guitar, or?
They're just like so it's pretty much it's like a shadow box, like shadow boxes.
Okay.
Four
Yeah.
different shadow boxes.
Right.
This one's got the biggest, of course, and then
It's awesome.
smaller.
And where do I get one of those? I mean, did you make that too, or?
He grew that. He grew that.
He grew it.
That's what
Yeah.
happens.
We got like
That's
Guitar
what-
Center.
That's right.
All the places that sell.
Oh, okay. I've never actually seen one.
Yeah.
Maybe I wasn't paying
Probably in
attention.
the cajon section.
Yeah, that's right. On the island. So we should have had a palm tree, maybe some sand in here. We could have brought some from Third Shoot. Shameless plug there.
So is that your registered trademark there, Squangos? Square bongos?
So I was playing. Get the story. I was playing this show. I was opening it up with Benji. I think it's Benji Tones, or I can't remember what he called his Benji. We were opening up for Aaron Cam the one drops at like I think Bearcat. It wasn't necessarily this one. It was the prototype or whatever
Right.
that I had. And Aaron Cam and the whole band was like, what the heck is he playing up there? And they were like,
It's Squangos. You don't know?
It's very cool. I
You don't know about
He
Squangos?
was like, Squangos. That's what, he said Squangos, and I was like, that name just kind of, he told me that. He's like, those Squangos? What is that? I was like, sure, yeah, that sounds great.
Kick ass.
Bongos, like, all right.
Danny
Square
Liston would
bongos.
probably love that. He plays bongos.
Who?
Danny Liston. Very cool. You don't know who? Don't tell me you don't know who he is. Oh, he's so young. You're such a baby. Mama's Pride. From
St.
Mama's
Louis is
Pride. Are you not from St. Louis?
Not originally.
Sir, can we see some identification,
He is-
please?
Yeah, well, he's got a tambourine on his foot. He's a foreigner. Obviously a foreigner.
Wherever the sky meets the ground.
Right on. Right on. That's a good
Yeah.
place to be.
Yeah, no, that's very cool. That is very cool. Who else do we know plays bongos? Just about every drummer?
I've been known to play some bongos, but I've never owned a pair.
Well, yeah.
You'd be surprised. A lot of drummers too. They don't.
I've got like 12 of them, but they're not mine.
There's a certain slap to it.
You really do. You really
Yeah,
do.
it's
very cool.
really fun. I mean, I remember lots of swag fests, getting the drum circles going and stuff
Right.
like that. And I bought like I bought like an African drum, big, huge, authentic one that just had this killer tone, and it sounded like the beginning of Sepultura's like second album.
I remember those swags around the big bonfire.
Yeah,
As a djembe, and it's just boom, baka,
Yeah.
boom, boom, baka. And
That's it.
I mean,
You're doing it on mine the other day.
That's exactly the beat I was playing
you
too.
just
I wanna
all
play this
fucked up,
anytime,
playing
dude.
for hours. Your palms are starting to bleed. and
Right.
off, but, man, what a
Yeah,
good
you
time.
can. My old ass couldn't move my fingers.
Totally worth it, though.
It's like, ugh.
Totally worth it the next day, right? You didn't even think
Absolutely.
about it. But
Absolutely worth it.
you had the stories to tell.
I was
Some-
that guy that was playing the drum next to you, when you were trying to sleep. That
We
was
probably
me.
saw each other. Didn't even know it.
You,
Yeah,
you were yelling at me.
yeah probably.
Has anyone took
And you
notice
were
to
just
my my tower of empty Jello shots yet?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, you're welcome to add to it.
Okay, here
You
you
know.
go. Here you go.
Oh,
Throw
you
mine
got to
on
put
there.
it on there though.
Oh, like, what did you do with Jenga? We gonna do a Jenga thing? Is that what it is?
No, please don't pull one out.
You guys got another one?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right,
I'm
let's hear
hoping they
let's
got,
hear some
like,
more Tree
at
One
least
Four.
like 5 or 6.
At least 2 hours worth.
Well, the other guy that couldn't make it.
He needs to make it. Let's shame him into coming. Dude, you know what? Jefferson City, just take a little detour. Bring your ass up. Come on. We more the merrier.
He's got all the looks, so
Yeah, it's true.
he
Does.
can't hold the whole weight of the whole band.
Brad,
He does all the work.
He does all the work. He's got all the looks.
Brad's the man.
Well, then he should be
I
here.
was looking forward to seeing him.
Then he should be here.
Well, with work and he's doing overtime at MSD and all that kind
Right,
of
right, right.
We got school and stuff today.
We're doing overtime at overtime.
Yeah, exactly.
See, he needs to do his overtime and his overtime and overtime here at overtime with us at overtime. One more time for overtime. Woo woo!
And a little more undertime.
MyCityMyMusic.com. We need a roar before you guys play. One good roar. Roar. A roar. STL Roar. Come on, Mickey. No, Mel has a good roar.
And then you kind of backed off a little bit, and I was like, oh.
It was like a
Maybe.
warning roar. Like,
Well, everybody has an
Everybody
inner-
count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Exactly.
That was a quiet one.
That's always where my dumb ass comes in. I'm like, roar!
Well, you're making so many noises, it all kind of sounds the same after a while, you know? Wah, 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 shut up, Mickey.
Yep, that's what I'm told.
But everybody has an inner roar. Everybody has one. You know, whether everybody hears it or not, but everybody has something on the inside. That is
Yeah,
like,
if you'd have got me in the
"Whoa!"
studio before
Scream
7
out.
o'clock tonight with your boy Steve. What's his name? What's his studio? Plug for your friend?
What? Oh, Steve Schindler.
Yeah, Steve Schindler
Steve
studio.
Schindler, yes.
I would have
he's
had your
killer.
roar song done, completed,
Really?
ready.
Well, we'll talk about
rock.
that later. We're not talking about you. We're talking about Tree 14, and they're going to play another song for us.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Yes.
Let's get some smells going
We
in here too,
insist.
guys.
It needs to be
Fire
more,
it up.
more chronic. You need more chronic in
Yes.
here.
the kids get outside, roll the windows down. Light my cigarette, looking at moving ground. My pipe's too clogged, but the music's hitting good. It's time to let go, but don't be misunderstood. I take it to the shadows of my mind. I take it to the shadows, oh shadows of my mind. I take it to the shadows of my mind. I take it to the shadows, oh shadows of my mind. Come on.
Come on.
Don't like a lot of people, and that's a fact. Tolerate who I can, that's about that. And I smoke cigarettes, but not enough. I smoke lots of cigarettes, cause I'm thinking about stuff. When people come up for the music they wanna see, sometimes I'm just so tired that I can't see. But I got please and thank yous. I've got please and thank yous. I've got please and thank yous to go around. I've got the on and off switches. I've got spirituality riches. I've got cheese and wishes to go around. Brush my teeth about twice a week. I tell ya the truth, I ain't never had a cavity. When people look into my eyes, they think I've been smoking on that skunk.
Yeah.
Little do they know that I'm just piss drunk. But I got please and thank yous. I've got please and thank yous. I've got please and thank yous to go around. I've got the on and off switches. I've got spirituality riches. I've got cheese and wishes to go around. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Go brush your teeth.
Darren Munchies?
Well, see, there's a little story behind that. A long time ago when I wrote that, and I did only brush my teeth for twice a week at the time. I was in and out of places, living, wherever I could, at the time. Not because I had to, I just wanted to.
Right.
And I never had food, never had money for anything. So like the only thing that was ever in people's fridge was cheese. they always had some
That's
yellow
true.
sliced
That's
cheese.
That's the only thing in my fridge right now.
So I could always
That's a
at least
true
get
story.
some cheese, and everybody's like, "Hey, give me a piece of cheese. We're getting a piece of cheese." Like, all right, so I'm like slinging pieces of cheese around everywhere. That's how that got
hilarious.
incorporated.
Have
in
you
that
ever had the
song.
moment on stage where people like walk up and hand you some cheese?
Yeah, no, that'd be cool though. And the worst thing, if you want to get somebody really good, just stick some cheese on their windshield on a hot day.
Oh,
That stuff will not come off.
That's nasty.
I've never done it before. I've just heard.
Right,
no,
I hear you, I know.
It's,
I know.
It's got to be real cheese though, because then if it's the fake cheese, it's just oil, and
Yeah.
it just
Right.
greases it up. But I mean, the real cheese really gets all over it.
Oh yeah.
Right, so you're just telling us for a friend, right?
For a friend, just in case, you got that ex or somebody you want to get
No,
back at, you
yeah,
can just
it's
cheese the
happened to
shit
me.
out of their car.
Right.
Alka-Seltzer takes it off.
Oh, does it?
What?
Yeah.
Well, don't tell
If
people
it's
that.
raining.
Okay. Cool. Awesome. So tell
Okay,
us
cool.
what
Anyway, what you got a little secret
well,
there?
Patrick White, he told me when I saw him this weekend, he was at the Wedge Tavern.
Oh yeah. I wasn't
Very
able to make
cool,
it.
Very cool. He's so awesome. I mean, it's just like he just fills a room. I mean, he's so great, and he's doing his thing. And he said he took my challenge, and he has a song ready, and he was going to try and stop by, but he's teaching tonight, so he's not going to be able to do it. But yeah.
Oh, shout
So
out.
so I win the
Shout out to
challenge.
Patrick, huh?
I win the challenge.
What
then.
challenge?
I don't know.
Oh, for
You
fuck's
said a
sake.
challenge.
You don't even know. So we're
Just kidding.
so you guys, so how long have y'all been together? Tell me the story about Tree 14. Are you
Okay.
combined from other? You're combined with other bands too, right? You got your
Yeah,
players are.
but we came from a lot of different bands, but
Right.
we are together now outside of separate bands. My first band was Remedy, and
Right.
we were like kids that used to play like the reggae, jam rock, and at
Right.
the time it was
Oh
dope,
yeah, and you had
know?
like
Yeah.
800 fucking friends,
right?
right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Big into
Seriously.
MySpace. We were real big on MySpace.
Right.
And and actually Brad was in like some reggae band back
Right.
then, and we played shows together, didn't even realize it. And so anyway, about 2007 I stopped playing for a couple years in bands, and I was looking to get the band going again and get it started and everything, and I got with this drummer, and I was like, let's do some of this reggae shit, and or I call it reggae, quote reggae,
Right.
it's got the reggae bone to
It's
it.
a version of it.
Yeah,
And that's
it's like a
okay.
spin-off,
Right.
And so we said we need to find a shredder, like a guitar shredder, somebody that can just solo over this
Right.
stuff. And we looked around, couldn't really find somewhere. We looked on Craigslist, and that's how we find Brad on Craigslist.
No
he was,
shit.
he was the only guy on Craigslist we looked through that actually had a video. And I know you know if Brad has no problem being in front of a camera.
No,
you
no
know,
whatsoever.
the guy,
Oh,
the
he's
guy
freaking
thrives
hilarious.
over
Naked,
it.
naked. He don't care.
The guy thrives over that shit,
Oh my
you know.
God. Some of the stuff he's got out there, I'm like, wow, I love this guy. He has absolutely no inhibitions at all. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah, it was
I
cool.
love that guy.
Dee Dee Gorenstein called me and she said, "Man, you got to check out my boy Brad." I said, "I think I'm on the bill." I went and checked him out. I was like, "Damn, god damn."
Yeah, and,
Yeah,
and
thank
he's
you
got
guys,
it. He's
right.
got it, and so he came over. He was drunk. He came from some other practice, and he was drunk when he got. We were all drunk anyway, but he was walking down my steps.
Hi, I'm drunk. Nice to
The
meet
first
you.
time I met him, yeah, he spills my six pack that I had sitting on the steps, knocks it over with his foot while he's carrying this giant cab down, and I'm sorry, dude. And I'm like, okay, it's fine. And he spilled
Wait,
it.
can you do his voice again?
You know how he always go. This is his thing. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it
Sounds
out.
just like him.
Yeah, that's what he does. He's gonna love hearing that.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. So, and then everything was cool. We got hooked up down there, and then I collect autographs, memorabilia, and stuff.
Can you describe hooked up?
What?
The feeling. What was going on there? That moment.
Oh my God, Mickey,
knew
shut
it
up
was
and let him
happening.
talk. Go ahead.
well, no, like, and then we're ready to play, and he cracks open a beer, sets it right on top of my Jimmy Buffett autograph.
No.
And I was like, all right, this guy's he's got to fucking go.
Jimmy Buffett, he's on every single corner and everywhere in
Oh my
Florida. You get his
gosh.
autograph anytime.
So, but anyway, we just started jamming. I was like, here, let's do what you can do. And after that, man, it was love at first sight,
Right.
second sight.
second side.
Right, there you
And
go.
then we came up with all these different areas of like all these different things, coming up with a name for the band, Tree 14, how we got it,
Brilliant.
passing around shit back and forth, like you know, coming up with stupid shit. And the
What were
tree,
some of the other ideas? Maybe
I don't really remember exactly.
nothing really that was stuck.
Yeah, nothing really. I think Treehouse is something we wanted to throw out there.
That's not bad.
But
I'll
we
take
looked
it.
up. We looked it up, and it's taken by a lot of other musicians.
Right, I'm
you know,
sure.
So, but Tree is he was in the Navy, and when he would have to call over the radio, Tree was 3.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
so we
That-
wanted to
that's
incorporate
Irish.
something St. Louis-y,
Right.
but not like the Arches or something. You know.
Right. No,
So-
it's
Not too
brilliant,
cheesy.
actually.
Not too
The
cheesy.
cheese
so-
stays in the fridge.
Yeah.
And, you know, when they're passing around the
Around his
idea,
teeth for 2
Right.
it
weeks.
wasn't just an idea that was being passed around, you know?
Right, the
Think
cheese is
old
always in the
concert.
fridge.
Right.
Yeah, we'll keep that there.
Yeah.
And so he was like, "What about Tree 14?"
Right.
And we're like, "Man, we could."
What about brilliant?
Yeah, well, it was like we could market that. We just put trees on shit, you know,
Right, exactly.
and go.
And
from
they
there.
did.
And we did, yeah.
And then it goes with everything. You can always say, yeah, come on over to the tree house. Cause
That's what we call our jam spot, the
so very
treehouse.
cool.
Yeah,
Very
so.
cool. That's awesome.
That is awesome.
So I picked up with him, and then we were in and out of musicians ever since. That was like 2015.
Right.
And you know, a couple years went by, and we were like, man, should we just keep doing this? We just can't find, you know, and we always have to call each other and buddy up, and like, we can get through this, man. It's gonna work out, you know. And that's what we had to like do, and we finally got a hold of Tim, our drummer, who was the drummer for Unifia.
Right.
Before that, Murdy City Players, and
Murder City Players?
Yeah,
No shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
back in the day.
Yeah, I
so,
remember. Killer.
He joined us. You know, he's like, hey, I'm not, you know, we're Unify is kind of breaking up and everything, and
Right.
want to join your band. I was like, yeah, come on over. And then he's like, I got this bass player. He's goofy, but I think
All
he's
bass
a
players are
phenomenal
goofy, aren't
bass player. And they're like, okay, well, let's try it out, you know. And he
Right.
brought Peach over. That's our bass player now, and he is goofy as fuck.
Yeah.
But he's a goof. Ugh.
Guilty as charged.
guilty
But it,
as,
but it
guilty
works.
as goofed, yeah.
But it works.
Oh
So,
yeah,
and that's
but it
very
works.
cool.
It
So that's
does.
how we
Now-
got together, and then
I got to ask him this, dude. Your voice. I mean, I'm 100% not coming on to you, but when you're singing, dude, your voice is sexy as fuck. I know this because women tell me this, and I hear it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Where the hell did that come from? I mean, where you got your
It
got
sounds
your
like
own
Nick's
voice.
Nick Hex kind of.
Where did you find that
That's what I
voice?
hear out of him.
I honestly don't know. When I
What's
used
the
to
easiest thing and the hardest thing to do is find your own voice.
when I used to sing in my old band, it was okay, and then instead of being shy about it, you know, I just felt like no matter how stupid it sounded, just let it out,
Yep.
and I've kind of gone with that.
Yeah.
You know.
That works.
Yeah, it's working.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I appreciate
Totally
hearing
works.
that.
Yeah, there are singers that, you know, like Mickey said, there are some singers that just like, I mean, they just literally will melt your butter. I mean, because they have a
Well,
great
yeah, that's
friggin'
what it-
voice.
that's what it does.
It's
I
like,
mean-
wow, you know, and then there are a few that it's not that they have a bad
You
voice.
melt
it's
my
just
butter!
I like
it's
that.
just not, you know, I
Like
mean, it's
melt
good,
butter.
but it doesn't just grab you, you know.
Yeah,
it's-
and unfortunately, I suffer from that syndrome.
What, of grabbing or not grabbing?
No, just not grabbing.
Well,
My voice doesn't grab people like that. It doesn't pick
Mel
women
has-
up by the back of their shirts
Grab 'em
and
by
set
the
them in
boo-boo.
front row.
Now
you know?
Mel has a voice. Mel
does
has a
do
very
that.
sexy
That-
voice.
it's same thing.
Yes.
Oh,
Same
She
thing.
very
does.
cool. I like that.
She's very. Look at how sweet, quiet. But on stage, she's a monster, man. I'm telling you, the voice is like, holy.
A
cow.
beautiful monster.
First time I heard her sing, I was like, wow, great range. Does songs that nobody else does, which is very cool. Her band is Calm Rage, and
What's it called?
Calm Rage.
Okay, I like that.
And what show are you doing at Diamond?
Oh my god.
She got a gig at Diamond. So who are you gonna open for?
So I wasn't gonna officially announce
Oh,
it. Like,
Topher already told me, so I was like, yes.
I know you already knew. You were right there.
Yes. So which one is it? I forgot. I forgot what show it is you're
The
opening for.
one
just
I
know you're
think it
playing.
is. Hella.
I just know she's playing. So who is it?
Vixen.
Vixen. Oh my God,
Yes.
I stalked the guitar player when I was a teenager in a wheelchair.
I got really excited. He was like, "Oh, you can play for this," and I'm like, "Yeah, just throw me in there wherever you want to." And then
That's
before
what I
we
said.
walked out last Monday, he's like, "I know who you should open for, Vixen." I was like, God, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes. Amen.
That's
Hallelujah.
perfect. That's
So-
perfect, actually.
So that's coming up soon.
Oh, that's
Is
in
it
September.
September?
26th.
So Diamond Music Hall. Shout out to Topher and Echo and
Yeah.
Johnny Cruz. They run that venue, and what's really cool is that Topher was in a band, original band, so he loves original music like we all do. But like we were talking earlier, covers are what's paying the bills.
Right.
So, but the big cover bands are the
He's
ones
got
that
a
are drawn.
daytime job and he's doing all right.
So he's mixing it up as far as bringing in national acts, and he's bringing in using our local musicians to open for them, 2 or 3 bands or whatever, or one of the cover bands and using an original. So he's still mixing it up and still getting it out there, which I think is very cool. So shout out to Diamond Music Hall.
That's that's kind of like I feel like that's kind of the new thing is to throw your covers and originals in there and just
You
you
have to.
play for
Throw
a
your
few
cover
hours.
band.
We
and you
gotta
make
have
that-
originals to make more covers.
Yeah,
Every
you got
time-
yeah,
every time we
I like that.
play-
Yeah, exactly.
Every
we
time
were
we've done
throwing-
Charlac, it's been that way. We played with a cover band, who picked us to play with them actually, and it's great. It works out great.
Who? Hey, you don't even know.
Rip.
Oh, Rip. Oh, yeah, Rip's
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Tony.
Yeah, shout out to Tony.
all
See,
you
I've never
guys.
been to a show at Charlac. I used to deliver on Rock Road.
You've
so
gotta
I went
go.
there every week.
Yes.
I went in there to deliver liquor to them. But
Well, Thursday
Deliver
night's
liquor.
jam session, you guys should come in there and play.
Deliver
Judy
liquor.
loves you. She'll put you in the roster.
that would be totally down to do that.
Yeah,
That'd
so
be
Thursday
awesome.
night's a really good night because it's open jam. And
Okay.
a lot of bands come in there and play for her. Spilly Nelson came in and played for her.
We love Spilly.
Fun.
They're awesome.
Yeah.
They're a blast. And, anybody else who wants to come, and I've said this before, or musicians looking to put a band together, come to Thursday Night Jam, pick out your musicians, put your band together.
Yeah, it's great.
Or, it's so easy, very laid back.
It's great for like
What?
your first show.
Yes.
If you're
Yeah,
in a
what do you-
band and you want to get out there and like, oh, let's play a show, go to an open mic. That's what we
Exactly.
did.
Yep.
We did that at Cicero's right before it closed.
Oh.
Circo.
Telling me I can go
Circo
up
used
to
to do that.
Charlac.
Yeah, they
I'm
used to have
sorry,
open
cut you
mic
off.
there, and that was the first
What I
time we
do.
played.
Yep.
That's why they're always like, remember, we discovered you guys.
You're right,
All
right.
So just don't keep that in mind. I was like,
That's
yeah.
right. A lot. Cicero's discovered a lot of people back
Yeah.
in the day. That
Man,
used to be the
Cicero's
place
was
to
great.
go.
How many beers did they have on that
Oh,
wall?
Jesus Christ.
Man,
I mean,
that-
it was.
I had one of every single one of them.
That
It's
was-
sad going by there. I mean, it's just desolate, but everything's still in there.
Everything's
Really,
still
it's
in
ready
there.
to go. Just we need a
Somebody
taker.
needs to take it over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
But when
I used to live right behind it, and man, I was in there all the time. I mean, their pizza was killer too.
fortunately, I got to talk to the man before he died, and he was like, "Man, I want to bring this place back, and we want more bands, and we want to do this." And I'm like, "Man, that'd be awesome," because Cicero's was one of the places to go. I mean, especially
I
with
just slammed on the
original-
brakes there for a second.
with
You
the-
said something.
with
You're,
the-
you're
with
telling
the
me that I
original-
can go to Charlac Pub on an
You
open
slam on the
jam,
brakes, okay? You
and
hit
I
the
can
brakes.
pick
got
out
whiplash.
my band
You
by
can
the
pick out
musicians
your
that are in there.
players. Yes, you can.
Shut
pick
the
'em out.
fucking
Yes,
door.
you can. Now, whether they're gonna play with you, that's another story. But you can pick them out and say, "Hey, would you play with me?"
Wow.
There
Oh,
you
yeah,
go.
you gotta have a
I
clipboard
did
though.
not
That
know
shows
that.
that you're serious.
Yes, you gotta have a
I did-
clip.
I
No,
didn't
you just
know
gotta have a lot of shots and some weed. There you go.
I don't have any weed.
Well, then you know what?
It's illegal for me to carry that right now.
Oh, for fuck's sake, it is not.
It's against the terms of my
You're just a
probation.
walking felony anyway. Shut up.
Hey, no.
That's a great band
No,
name too.
not at all. Not
there
at
you
all.
go. I figured I'd start a new band because
I
when
am
I
not a
when I
walking
was a
felony.
booking agent, it's still you have to deal with it sometimes. Egos and attitudes. Don't you think that's a great name for a band?
It's
But
beautiful.
I wouldn't know who to pick. But
You're
anyway,
gonna get me arrested.
you're an idiot. You guys know
A
that
walking
song?
felony.
So anyway, so Tree 14 is now you guys and you get when's your next CD coming out?
Okay, well, we got one more recording sesh. That is, we weren't gonna do it. We were done, and then when the whole COVID thing hit,
Right.
we started writing new
Fucking
shit,
COVID.
and
Good.
because we had nothing else to do.
Right.
I mean, we weren't social distancing as a band.
Sure you were. We get it.
I mean, yes, we were. Yes, we were. But we came up with 3 new songs. We're like, man, we just gotta throw it because we only had eight songs on it.
Good.
But we're like, we got to do it. We got to lay it
That's
down.
awesome.
So we booked one more sesh, and that is, what is that, next weekend?
Sup?
Yeah, this weekend. It's
Yeah, yeah.
Friday and Saturday.
Okay.
I won't be there. Or Saturday and Sunday. I won't be there for Sunday.
But yeah, so we're going to throw those down. That might take a couple different. We're hoping to get it out by the end of summer. And just
You
have
guys
this
at
shit
least
done.
got to lay down one vinyl. You got to do at least one vinyl. As
I wanna hear the
4-4,
MySpace
just
years.
just to have it because it's an icon, and you have to play Charlotte Pub. You or at least go there.
We would love
because-
to. I would love to. Yeah.
Yeah,
I love
yes.
playing.
Gotta-
Especially
go
love
hang out,
playing-
talk to Judy. I'm sure she'd be glad to set it up for you.
I especially love playing places I've never played at before. I can add that to the resume.
Yeah.
all the
I
best
like that.
musicians play there. You guys should be there for sure.
All the best
Cool,
musicians
cool,
play there.
thank you, yeah.
I mean, Richard Fortas stops in there once in a while. I mean, Jimmy Griffin has even been there. I was like, oh my gosh, I
What
like
about
it.
Sam Band?
Sam Bam. Well, he grew up there.
He did grow up
It
there.
took a village. I
Now
mean,
he plays for Faster Pussycat. So, I
and
mean,
he's got his own band too.
Yep.
Butterside.
Yeah, they were killer.
They're freaking awesome. But Sam Bam, I mean, he started out at House of Rock at the age of 14, you know, up there in Jam Night, and he's phenomenal. I mean, when we say we adopted him, he grows. Mark Crowell was one of his teachers, and this kid, we have watched him.
He's a fantastic musician.
And he's a super cool kid.
He's
so
young.
nice.
He had a
How
good
young is
teacher
he?
too.
He's
How old is
20. How old is he? 25.
Is he 25 already? God, I feel old. I
I'm
thought
not
he was like
sure.
22 or 23.
I don't know. I'm not sure. But
I hope he's not 25.
I think we're close to that.
Slow down, Sam Bam,
He's
man. I'm
close to
getting
that.
old here.
But he's still, when I see him,
At
though,
a
I
time,
still,
you know, you can't
he's-
stop it.
But his whole family's been behind him. I mean, they've gone to all of his gigs as much as they could. I mean, they have supported this kid, and he's just grown. He's amazing.
That's important
He's
to have
a
support
really,
like
really
that.
sweet guy. He went to California to teach music or learn music, teach music, go to school for music, and he
I
ended
know
up,
I saw him there.
He ended up in all these great bands. He was with who was the first one? What's her name? What's her name? I can't
L.A.
remember her name.
Guns? I don't know.
No,
Who was
no. Gabby Ray. He was with Gabby Ray. They were the same age, and that was his first big band. And he's playing in
This ain't gonna
California. And then he
work,
went to Faster Pussycat, and he's got his own band, Butterside, and they're just killer. They're just really great, and he has no ego whatsoever.
That is not
Zero
gonna work.
ego. That is not going to work. Yeah, I got to get this down.
I see
Yeah,
him. I still see him as that 14-year-old kid whenever I talk to him because he's just such a nice guy. You know, he's really sweet. His
I
parents are
do
good.
I do like zero ego though. That's nice.
Yes.
You know, it's nice. It's humbling. You know, I guess you gotta have faith in yourself. You know, but it's like when you know people talk about my vocals, I still don't. I'm like, I've learned to say thank you.
I know it's
You know
hard,
what I
isn't
mean?
it? I'm just now
Sometimes-
learning
Yeah.
how to take compliments 35 years later. When somebody give me a compliment, I'd be like, "No, I suck."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like somebody took the time out to walk up to me and say something nice to me, and I just told them fuck off.
Yeah.
So you
Well,
know, so I'm learning that just now, literally. I mean, that's not to insult people when they come and give me a compliment.
Right.
You
Right.
know what I mean? Just now.
Yeah.
I'm 50. I turned 52 this year.
Oh my
I'm
God.
just now getting.
That's so you
understanding
don't look
how
a day
to-
over 51.
What's it?
You don't look a day over 51.
Thank you, sir. You're a gentleman and a scholar.
Keep drinking, he gets cuter. You guys got another song?
Yeah, we got. You know.
He's been playing over here writing with his fingers the whole time.
I know.
Playing.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
been playing the whole
Quiet.
time.
I don't want to say much.
You don't want that thing to fall. No, and you know what? We picked up Jack. You know he's Bongo Jack, the loop
Right.
machine, and Hoopy
Right.
Loopy. He does all that kind of stuff. I mean, you could elaborate on that a little bit, but
Come on, Jack. Scoot up. Don't be scared.
Yeah, give us the lowdown, bro. Don't be
My
shy.
main project is my loop project, Bongo Jack versus Loop Machine. I have
Right.
hula hoopers that come out and they do hula hoop stuff. I also
Fire hula hooper.
got Fire hula hoopers. They got an aerial rig. You know,
Yeah.
Did you
a whole bunch
do
of
the
stuff.
Turned Up Tuesdays?
I think I
Yeah, I
think
did
seen
do one
that.
of those, but it was a Sunday. It was like a scared Sunday.
Tuesday on a
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah, I did do one of
Okay.
those.
Very cool.
I was like, yeah.
I can
don't know,
totally
played-
see you into that crowd.
What?
I can totally see you guys.
I
in
just
it.
kind of like go into whatever I can fit into. I try to get into,
That's
that
what
was
I
the one
said,
time
but I
I
don't
got
fit
into
in
the DJ
anywhere.
scene where I was like, well, I can try to like work my music in here, and it kind of worked, you know, but it's like, I think I'm more in the band scene, you know, because I have another bass player also with me that plays with me.
Cool. You want to give him a shout out?
Noah?
Noah. Shout out to Noah.
Noah? I don't know if he probably won't listen.
He's probably not listening.
He's
Well,
one
you
of those
could
like
tell him.
closet. He's one of those closet musicians.
Hey, you
that's,
never
like,
know. You never know.
amazing.
Yeah.
You know, like he
It
like
might
sits
be
in
like
his like
my boys
closet
on the
and just
radio today.
tinkers and then like comes out and like I got him. You know, I found one.
Right. Oh, I know.
Yeah,
we know.
cool.
We know a couple people like that, and they don't step out in public,
Yeah.
but they produce the most fabulous. I mean, it's like wow, and I live for those feeds of, hey, I got another song for you. Yes.
Actually bought a second loop station for the guy, like so we could sync our loop stations together. So now it's like it's crazy.
That's
It's
freaking awesome, actually.
Yeah, we brought him on board too, and we just from I guess just being out and seeing you play all the time and getting together for some shows.
Well, I mean, we played a couple shows together, and then Brad put a post out. He was like, "Hey, we're kind of looking for percussion. I'm looking for percussion or percussion. I thought it
Yeah.
was like maybe like a solo project for him. I was like, hey man, what's this thing? You know, I was like, I really don't want to do acoustic stuff because I don't know. I want to play with. I always like playing with drummers, like just like playing with the driftways. You know, I like playing with the drummer next. You know, I feed off of the drums and all the instruments and all the stuff. And he's like, no, I want you in 314. I was like, oh yeah, all right. When do you practice? He's like Sundays. I was like, I can do Sundays.
He's like, he played it all cool. He's like, all right, yeah. He's
Very
like,
cool.
fuck yeah.
Yeah, no,
Awesome.
it was cool, and we were thinking, man, because a lot of our music is not all just like reggae and happy-go-lucky
Right.
shit.
Right.
You know, there's a lot of like rock and
Rock.
heavy
There's
shit
a
in
couple
it.
rock
spots
in there,
songs
but,
where I
you
gotta
know,
kind of be like,
He still makes it work though. I
I
mean,
got
he
a
throws the
synthesizer
percussion
come
and
out,
that works it
synthesizer
out.
like, wow, you know.
Yeah,
Very
fucking
cool.
he's
awesome.
been a huge asset to the band. I mean,
Right on.
he does all that shit on top of. He's the only one that really knows how to hook up all the PA shit and everything and do all that. I mean, we played before he came around.
Right, how
you
many
know,
beers
I do
have
it for a
you
living,
had?
though.
Yeah.
Right.
Before he came around and we're setting up for these 4-hour gigs and bringing our own equipment and shit,
Right.
it was
No.
about a half hour of like, God damn it.
jeez.
And everybody's like, who the fuck are these guys? Get these guys. But, you know, we played it. It's all good.
Very cool.
And we
That
play
that
all
almost
over the
sounded
place.
like a cool sample to loop.
yeah. No, just feedback like, oh my God, what are we doing? But thank God he knows what he's doing. I mean,
I don't.
he sets up the GoPros.
I just know a little bit, you know.
Oh,
and I'm
bullshit.
trying to set up,
He's
I
being
set up
modest.
for myself,
About
and
a
that's
little.
easy, you know, because I got the loops and stuff, so I got a lot of stuff going on, a lot of instruments I play with.
He does all the recording, all the editing and shit like
Oh,
that.
that's
You know,
awesome.
band, though,
so
that's a different story.
Yeah.
Especially how loud.
yeah, we get loud. Brad got
Brad
like.
and Tim-
Do you think you
Tim
could turn
can
up a
go.
little bit, Brad? 'Cause-
I'm surprised he didn't show up with a bigger cabinet.
Shit.
Check this out.
Right. This is just for my vocals.
It's like, Brad, can you just turn on a little
Check out my
bit?
new 418.
Right.
Can you turn on a little bit, Brad? Why don't you turn up?
Turn it up. Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
That's
We
a
can
good,
work it out.
Yeah. So we got one more we can play for you
That'd
guys.
be
You wanna
great.
do some show promo? Do you have some show dates?
Yes,
wanted
you
to
have
talk
some
about?
show
Sure,
dates.
yeah.
I know you do.
Yeah, I do.
Uh-oh, he's got a list. Yay!
He was telling me, he's like, hey, what's those shows we got?
See, I'm talking about asset.
Right,
Okay.
he's got, he
I
does
opened up
everything.
like a private page.
You're
for-
everybody's
where I could,
mama,
like,
everybody's wife, everybody's
write
sound
stuff
man.
down
Yep.
and like, hey, look at this page, and they're
Right.
like, I'm not looking at that.
Right.
So the one we're looking forward to
Yeah.
is July 5th, Sunday, July 5th, and that is at the 9 Mile Garden right over in Afton.
Very cool.
Which everybody's looking forward to that opening up. That is a sweet looking place. A lot of
Very
food
cool.
trucks
Yep.
outside. You know, it's an outside venue area.
Yep.
I think they got like a grassy like little hill you can sit on and stuff. I haven't seen it personally. I've just seen pictures of it. But
Yeah, I've seen that on Facebook, and then you're doing the one with Scully Nelson. What is it? Loop. What is it called?
that is
That's the end of July, isn't it?
It's later.
land.
Hold on.
That's
Hold on.
September
Oh,
25th.
September. My bad.
September 25th, the Land of Lincoln
That's it.
gathering.
Yes.
And we're looking
Right.
forward to that. They set that up like they asked us 2 years before they even
Right.
got that shit going. They're like,
Right.
you guys want to do it? I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
of course. So
We were talking about that when
Yeah,
they were in
when
here.
Scott was in here, it was Scott
Oh, okay.
Fanning. He's the big
oh,
organizer.
Scott,
Yeah, he's awesome.
Scott's
so
great. We love Scott.
He's
man.
super sweet.
And then we got let's see, we got July 11th. That's at Rose Music Hall in Columbia.
Very
That
cool.
is for a little reggae fest they got going on. We're
I
doing
love that town. Isn't it pretty?
Oh, it's awesome.
Columbia's like this little. It's like Leave It to Beaver. Like just it's like in the middle of nowhere, but I love that.
It's
town.
great, and some of
It's a
those
really
some of
neat
those little
town.
bars with the
clean
food are like diamonds in the
college
rough.
town.
Like you find
Oh.
that, and it's like, oh my, they got burger like I forgot what place it's called, but I know where it's at,
Right.
and just the best little slider burgers you can get.
Oh my God! Is that the one case you did a show from one day? I think they did a show from that place.
It's a very old, like nostalgic place. I think it's
Yeah.
the oldest bar that's in Columbia right now.
Yeah, I almost moved out there, and I was like, wow, I just loved it. It was like a whole time warp. I mean, it was just, I just loved it. It was a nice little town.
It
was
is. It's
sweet.
great.
It
Columbia is
was.
great.
It was.
My old band used to go down there all the time because our guitar player was in a fraternity down there.
Mm-hmm.
So we used to party hard.
Which fraternity?
I don't know, Kappa, Appa,
That's okay.
something.
Oh.
I don't know. Llama Dama Ding Dong.
Right, it doesn't matter.
But yeah, he
Right.
man,
It was always a toga party.
it was crazy. It
Minus
was,
the togas.
it was some of the craziest shit I've ever done. But
Mm-hmm.
but anyway, so we're doing that July 11th, and we're playing that with Gorilla Theory.
Oh, I love those guys.
Yeah, and those guys are awesome, and I'm happy that we get to play with them. Right, I know they're splitting and leaving town, so I'm happy to get with them. And there's another band playing there. I'm sorry I don't know the name of the other band playing there, but I know it's a good one. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but
It's on the event list.
yep.
Okay,
and then
cool.
September 5th is Bear Fest.
Oh,
which
yeah,
we're looking
speaking
forward.
of
And
hula
that's
hoops,
kind
I
of
was
his
saying,
gig. He
like,
got us in.
Doing hula hoops, in my show or whatever.
Right. Where's that at?
The whole Dancing Bear Tribe. I don't know if you ever heard of the Dancing Bear Tribe. They're like a
Yes,
big,
very
big
cool.
collective, like 60 girls. They're all getting together in at the Shriners Camp in Paducah.
Paducah?
Paducah?
Kentucky?
Kentucky?
No, No, Missouri. Missouri. The Shriners Camp, Missouri, down by where Swagstock was.
Oh, I don't have, my phone is up there recording you guys, so I can't.
I can't think of the name of it.
Is there an event out there for it? We'll
I mean,
blow it
yeah,
up,
It's
so,
called
okay.
the Midwest
Tablet,
Bear
sorry.
Fest. It's called the Midwest Bear Fest, and 314 is playing. My project, Bongo Jack vs. Loop Machine, will be playing. I think Dirt Toys are playing. There's a whole bunch of other
Very cool.
big good bands playing.
Yep, and then we got September 10th is Mo Roots. We were
Roots.
that'd be our first time at Mo Roots. So, you know, it got rescheduled, so
Right.
we were a little worried about that. But now we're playing.
Who's headlining that this year?
I don't know. I mean, I
You
would
ask all these awesome questions.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
don't know where we're
I would
playing.
assume.
It's just, I haven't been to a Mo Roots. I've been to Cali Roots. For
Right.
the past 12
I could
years.
assume, but I don't know.
He's got a list in front of him where we're playing. He's like,
I got the dates in front of me.
That's
just
okay.
and then September 11th is Corey's Twin Gables. I don't know if you know where that's at. It's in
Yes, it's
Marthasville.
in Marthasville. It's a very
And
cool venue.
Corey's super awesome. And,
Oh yeah, it's a very.
luckily,
cool.
I deliver out there at all those places. So
Right.
that's how I can get.
What,
get
and what
hooked
do you
up with
deliver, sir?
liquor.
Of course.
Oh, awesome!
answer.
My new best friend.
Yeah.
So, did you park the truck out front or back?
Someday I'm
Good
just gonna
answer.
leave
Yeah,
those keys somewhere.
Stuff's always
I love
falling
this
off
guy.
of that thing, I'm sure.
And then of course September 25th is Land of Lincoln with
Land of
Spilly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Circo.
we'll be there for sure.
Yeah, that's
Very,
gonna be.
very
That's
cool.
gonna
You'll
be
be
a good show.
delivering the vibes. that
We
day.
need to be
Yeah.
doing some live remotes, and we can too. Speaking of
Which?
Speaking of live remotes, so besides doing stuff from Facebook, I got in this project this weekend putting our app together. So this app is gonna play 24/7.
Got an app for that?
There is an app for that. You can get it on Android and
Yeah.
iPhone. It totally kills the COVID. So you got to listen to it because then you'll be safe. You know, drink a lot when you're listening to it because you can hear
course.
all your favorite music. And I didn't realize how big my
Alcohol.
library is.
The
So I
solution
started-
and problem. The solution and cause of all life's problems.
It's all good. You know what? 'Cause
Amen.
it's always your story. You can tell it how you want.
That's right.
Unfortunately, you know, before there were iPhones, you could say whatever you want. But now, somebody, you know, make sure it's close enough to the truth that, you know, somebody doesn't have a video of it.
Yeah.
Oh
you're
yeah,
right about
it
that,
is now
especially
illegal to
nowadays.
lie on Facebook.
I know.
You
It's
know that,
terrible.
right? It's all in the terms and conditions that you sign.
Everybody should be getting arrested.
So
man.
this app is.
Ah,
This app
party
basically-
foul.
I started downloading my music, and I didn't realize how big my original music collection is, and it goes back to the 80s. And I was just slamming music into my computer and putting these lists together, and I only got like this much of a stack done. And then it tells you how many hours they're going to play. So it went
What
to
do you have your
24
70s
hours,
music
and
on?
then it said,
8-track?
one day. But it's got at one day, it's got like 358 songs for one day. That's one day's worth of music. And then
It's like a 24-hour span of.
yes, and I was like,
Damn.
holy cow. So I was hoping to have it done this weekend, but I didn't realize how long it was going to take, so I will get up and running. But we can also throw stuff in there. We can throw band pictures in there, give shout outs to
Absolutely.
bands. We can do live remotes from that thing. We can do,
We intend to.
and we can do.
That's very
and
cool.
You guys can get in there and talk if you want to, and you know,
On the live 24/7.
on the live 24/7.
Now, is this something you got coming? Is this?
Yeah.
No,
We
I've
actually
soon?
had the 24/7 going for quite a while.
Right, that's with
Kinda-
mycitymymusic.com. This is a separate app. It's called Live 365.
Oh,
It's a totally
okay.
separate thing, so it's like a divide and conquer.
365, because if there was a live 64, we just one up them.
Actually, you know.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah.
Actually, if you remember science from back in the day, one of the few things I do remember is that actually it's not 365 days in a year, it's 365 and a half. But they round
I was
it.
under
There
the
was
impression
actually
it was
365
364, so.
and a half. How many cards in a deck, Mickey? How many cards in a deck?
Obviously 11 team.
Right. There you go.
What he said.
Anyway, so hopefully I'll get it up and running. I'll throw it on the side. You guys can, you know, check it out. But, you know, we can throw our own commercials in there. So, and, you know, we
Yeah,
can promote all
and what's
kinds
it
of
cost
stuff.
to advertise? Like $20 a month?
If anybody wants to be one of our sponsors, it's $25 a month. That's all. I'm
25 a
asking
month to
for. That's
get
not
get
bad.
mentioned like 150,000 times.
Right, on
and,
every
you know,
Monday night, and then I'll throw you my video every week, you know,
Yeah.
who's playing
That's
where
not
and all that
bad.
kind of thing.
It's a hell of a
So,
deal. I got to
Yeah.
get
It's
all
What,
over that myself.
850 a
So-
week, 825 a week.
Yeah,
something
it's
like
not
that.
even, that's
Yeah.
really not a whole lot. You
Pocket
know?
change.
Or a bar tab. We'll take a bar tab.
Yeah.
Something like
Can
that.
I handle it though?
So anyway, you guys have a song, and then we're gonna throw some music on for a little halftime break, and then we'll come back.
Cool.
So,
Sounds like a plan.
We got
MyMusic.com.
we got 314 with one more song. Shut up, Mickey.
Shut up, me. Oh, I love this song.
around. See the chalk drawn outline of yourself on the ground. Are you live? Are you dead? Is it in your head? Are you tripping out from something you were fed? Cause we live in the sun and the moon and the earth and the stars up above. Gave you a life, do not overlook as he's shedding his love. In his name we pray. Amen. Don't give up. You got to hang around. Don't give in. You got to hold the ground. Be strong. The world will turn around for you. This is true. And we be setting us through like a pirate at sea with no man left behind. God's intention is granting redemption to all of mankind. In his name we pray. Amen. Working hard, breaking my back all day, slaying cases so I can pay my way. Gotta say, my family's doing okay. I must be on the right page. Easy walking and talking and hoping and scoping that people will fail. But if history repeats itself, we all will prevail. In his name we pray. Amen. You wake up, and then you turn around. See the chalk drawn outline of yourself on the ground. Are you live? Are you dead? Is it in your head? Are you tripping out from something you were fed? Cause we live in the sun and the moon and the earth and the stars up above. I gave you a life, do not overlook as he's shedding his love. In his name we pray. Amen.
Woo! That's awesome.
Yeah, that song's killer,
Short
man.
and sweet. Yeah.
Very, very awesome.
Thank
oh
you.
my
I love
gosh.
it. It reminds me. It reminds me of that vibe that was on like Junior Gong and Nas album. That strange killer thing they had.
That's only because we're doing acoustic.
Yeah, is that what it is?
Right? You hear the actual. I'm hearing it.
I know, I am too.
We're like,
We got so much.
that's not
We
it.
got so much lead and jam we got to cut out because
Then there's a whole other song
Bradley
that
decided,
follows that one.
decided he wanted to work. He wanted to earn a living instead of come here.
Fucking guy.
Yeah. It sucks. It sucks. So how many? So
money's
you guys have
good.
to do when you have to do cover songs. Do you change it up as far as the venue, as to what the flavor is at the venue? Like for instance, some bars are different than
Dude,
others. or
wherever
just whatever.
we can get a gig, we'll do it. And I'm pretty
Sound
good.
like anybody you know.
I'm pretty good at talking to whoever I need to get us in there.
Right.
He has the gift of gab.
Yeah, and
Definitely.
And like I said, I kind of manipulate it to make it sound like well, I mean, I'm like, yeah, we got covers, but we do play our originals too. We mix our originals in there, and like, okay, well that's fine. We'll see how it goes.
Right.
But everywhere we played at, it's worked out. I mean, we played, like in the middle of nowhere, like a lot of country.
Mm-hmm.
We played one night in this bar, and it was very country when we walked in. A lot of cowboy hats.
They played both kinds of music, country and
Was
western.
there-
Yeah, country and western.
Was there a chicken wire in front of the?
No. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't quite that bad. Yeah.
That's Texas country, right?
But a lot of camo and stuff like that. We're like, man, I don't know, but we did it. I mean, we started playing, reggae and shit like that, and it's like all of a sudden they're dancing and people are getting into it. I think
Yeah,
people
right.
just like good music, and
It's the only kind of music I
Well,
listen to.
it's like
Yeah,
I've always
yeah.
said. It's totally. It
It's
goes
very-
across all barriers. There's no prejudice when it comes to music. It doesn't matter where
Right.
you're at because it's as long as everybody loves music.
it
It's
can be
just-
Good
very
music.
very universal,
Yeah.
and
Absolutely.
we're playing
It's the most important thing.
Bob Marley, and we got line dancers. You know, so
There
it's
you go.
like,
Wow, now
you
that-
know,
Well, yeah. Well,
That's
what's
mix that
interesting because
shit.
that's a different beat, but it could actually work.
No, it
Yeah,
does
yeah.
work. I used to teach line dancing at a little bit of Texas before it was. Then they changed it to In Cahoots. So I was one of the teachers, and we could
Oh,
line
I used to
dance.
see you on TV.
Yes, I was one
Yeah,
of them.
you
So
look good.
yeah, we could line dance to anything because and some
can line
songs
dance.
it was some songs had certain line dances, but you could still take that one and put it as long as the beat is there that matches.
Right.
You know, they
right.
always
It
had
worked.
some sort of hip hop song or some kind of different song mixed
there
in
was
with
always
that.
one in there. But yeah, Thursday nights is when we taped that, and then they'd show it on Saturday.
I
nights.
kind of buttered him up though. Like
Yeah.
all the tables that were sitting around looking
Right.
at us, like, who
Right.
the fuck are these guys?
Right,
I was
right,
like, I bought buckets and shots for everybody. So I was like,
Yeah,
before we
yeah.
started playing. So I think that helped.
You've done
you
that.
know?
You've done this before.
Yeah, I've been there before. Yeah,
It's not his first day.
but yeah, we'll play anywhere, you know, and we
Awesome.
play anything from
And work it and work the room.
right.
Sure.
We'll do Joe Cocker to Hendrix to Sublime, Bob Marley,
Joe
you
Cocker, wow.
know, all sorts of
What?
shit.
Well,
What you do?
Well, I will tell you this: if you guys,
I
if
like
you
that.
guys,
I like that. That's good.
if you guys want to play for Judy, she likes heavy. She likes it heavier, not so much of the
They're heavy
poppy
as fuck.
stuff, but she likes heavy.
We
So-
definitely get heavy too.
So
Yeah,
if you want to come in on a
yeah.
Thursday night during jam night and play for Judy,
Let her see it. Yeah.
let her see it because that's going to be,
Let her
I can
feel
tell
it.
her all day long
Yeah.
that you guys are good, but I think she feels better just because it's her bar. And,
Oh yeah, I understand.
and
I
she
completely.
likes
Uh,
it. She likes heavy.
You won't have to
Yeah.
say a word. You
No.
just go there and
With
do
the-
what you do.
Right.
And you,
Squongos
you're in.
and the
I
acoustic.
guarantee
yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
No.
Is it Squongos and
But
acoustic?
I do have a gig. If you guys are available on July the 4th, I'll talk to you about it on break if you want it. It's a pretty decent venue, but we can talk about it if you guys want to play. So
Sure. Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Well, let's take a little break.
Let's do it.
Halftime.
Take a little shot.
We're gonna and we got some Jello shots. Shout out to Judy at Charlotte Woo Woo and St. Charles
woo,
Music
woo.
House, and of course Diamond Music Hall, and who else?
Dirty King.
Dirty King, of course
Shameless
they're here.
plug. Sorry.
It's always a shameless plug. MyCityMyMusic.com, STL Roar. We got Tree 14 in the house, but we are going to go on a
Yeah.
break with Little Shaman's Harvest. How about that?
There we go.
Right.
Yeah.
Didn't Becky date the singer?
I tried praying the sun down. I screamed at the mountain, thought it might fall down at my feet. But I felt the rage, it was changing direction. Oh no, pushing and pulling at me. It made me Don't cry to me, 'cause I don't wanna see your tears. Don't cry to me, 'cause I don't wanna see 'em. I don't wanna see 'em. Don't cry to me, 'cause I don't wanna see your tears. Don't cry to me, 'cause I don't wanna see your
I tried to tell her in the first place, this life's hard, better take it easy. Slow down, girl, wipe your face, take a look around if you don't believe me. I ain't judging you, I'm loving you. No matter what you're going through, I got your back, 'cause I've been there and I done that. Here, rock bottom, made a comeback, but you hard-headed just like I am. Coming up, I was just like you, born stubborn, don't give no damn shit. Jimmy, that's deja vu, spent grade school in detention. Had to set my desk in the hallway, had to learn that shit the hard way. Came home the long way.
Don't cry to me, 'cause I don't wanna see your tears. Don't cry to me, 'cause I don't wanna see 'em. I don't wanna see 'em. Don't cry to me, 'cause I don't wanna see your tears. Don't cry to me, 'cause I don't wanna see your tears. Don't cry to me, 'cause I don't wanna see your tears. Don't cry to me, 'cause I don't wanna see 'em. I don't wanna see 'em. Don't cry to me, 'cause I don't wanna see your tears. Don't cry to me, 'cause I don't wanna see your
I ain't seen you in a minute. I hope that all is well. I heard your man was tripping and he facing time in jail. That really ain't surprising. It is what it is. I'm just thankful for your health and I'm praying for your kids. Stupid is and stupid does. I wish you lay out them drugs, 'cause real recognize real. Just embrace the love. Keep your faith in God and let it fly like a dove. Wipe them tears from your face, girl. Enough is enough.
Don't cry to me, 'cause I don't wanna see your tears. Don't cry to me, 'cause I don't wanna see 'em. I don't wanna see 'em. Don't cry to me, 'cause I don't wanna see your tears. Don't cry to me, 'cause I don't wanna see your tears. Why must we waste all this time on feeding dreams that were never meant to be? We're worn out the season. All you can do is step back and walk away again, over again, so step back and walk away. There's nothing to see. Why must we waste all this time on feeding dreams that were never meant to be? We're worn out the seams in. All you can do is step back and walk away.
Well, I ain't got no cigarettes, I ain't got no money. It looks like jokes on me, but I don't think it's funny. All the plans are done, run out, what's a man to do? Well, I don't need a pair of shoes, 'cause baby, I got you. Well, the wind's in the water, keeps my life flowed out from Montgomery. Greenville, this whiskey takes me home, but I guess I love it. Leaving this street and these broke wings and shattered dreams that keep me driving on. Now there ain't too much I can do but just wait around. A few more hours in this town before the sun goes down. In a couple of days I'm gonna turn out right. Why can't it be tonight? Yeah, I just need a helping hand if that would be alright. And I ain't got no cigarettes, I ain't got no money. It looks like jokes on me, but I don't think it's funny. All my plans are done, run out. What's a man to do? I don't need a pair of shoes, 'cause baby I got you. Well, the wind's in the water, keeps my life flowed out from Montgomery to Greenville. This whiskey takes me home, well I guess I love it. Leaving me in this street and these broken wings and shattered dreams that keep me driving on. I guess all of the miles on the highway are empty inside. Took searching for something that was lost in the lines. If you leave me, will the day come a voice and preach you again? Please remember that I always loved you till the end. And I ain't got no cigarettes, I ain't got no money. It looks like jokes on me, but I don't think it's funny. All my plans are done, run out. What's a man to do? Yeah, I don't need a pair of shoes, 'cause baby I got you. Well, the wind's in the water, keeps my life flowed out from Montgomery to Greenville. This whiskey takes me home, and I guess I love it. Leaving me in this street and these broken wings and shattered dreams that keep me driving on. Say these broken wings and shattered dreams that keep me driving on. Well, these broken wings and shattered dreams that keep me driving on.
Well, I gotta take the X off. Sorry, my bad. One more time. Okay, so rewind. Episode 27, Tree 14. Woo woo! In the house.
In the house.
Wait, we gotta
Tonight.
wake up the audience. Who out
Take
back?
a minute.
Thank you, everybody.
Wake the fuck up.
Cheapest audience I've ever had to buy. They're awesome. Don't have to feed them. Don't have to drink them.
The ones I've had to buy were quite expensive.
Well, I know, and you're still paying for it, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
I know.
Dearly.
Story of our lives,
I
right?
know, exactly.
No, God bless them.
So while we were on break, we listened to all good music for Shaman's Harvest.
You say it's shamans? I call
Shaman?
it shamans.
Shaman's Harvest.
Shamans.
I always call it shamans, but
Shamans.
shaman's good. It sounds.
Yeah.
Seamus
Well,
O'Shanty
you know that
O'Shame.
original band from St. Louis.
I always wanted to call my band
Sounds a little,
Seamus O'Shanty
sounds a little Mormon,
O'Shame.
but okay.
Right,
We'll
there
go
you
with
go.
that.
King of
We're
the
like
Hill,
the
86
Shaman.
Family, Fivefold.
King of the Hill.
King of the Hill. Speaking of King of the Hill, I'll talk about it in a minute. Cluster Pluck. I love those guys. They're great.
Yep.
Shout out
They're
to
awesome.
Torres.
Yo, woo, woo. So, saw Frankie this weekend with Dr. Chevegas. I had Third Shoot, which was cool. You
Very
guys
cool.
have got, if you've never been to Third Shoot, they have two locations. They have one in Grafton, which is a 3-story, and at the very top it's called the Treehouse.
I had to get the bottom
Because it's
out of it.
built like a treehouse. And at the very top, where it has a full bar, that's where a lot of the acoustics play outside. It's a very cool venue.
Where's that at?
It's in Grafton. It's called the Third Shoot.
Why?
At home of the wine slushies. Oh, they're
just
so
played
good.
the
Oh man, wine
Oh,
slushies
really?
are
Wine
killer.
slushies. They are so
Yeah.
good. So I get, they
You
have,
leave it in the freezer just long enough to where it's like, you
Well,
know, like
they-
Slurpee.
they have, no, they have it
Texture.
in, they have it in those machines, you know, like, you could see them, like in the,
Really?
Yo, it's awesome. So mine
I've
is a
never got- that's more
combination
fun.
of raspberry and mango. It is so good.
That sounds really good.
It's really
Yeah.
good.
Raspberry wine is killer.
It's
I love
really
that.
good. So, they also have a second location they just opened in Alton.
That's where he said he.
I just played there on last Sunday.
And how cool! It's like a big playground. They have an out. They have
They have sand and
patio.
shit?
Well, yeah, they have a volleyball court.
What?
It's all sand, and they have tables out there. The stand,
I had
that's
no
where the
idea.
band plays
There's a-
outside.
I had no
stage
idea.
out
They
back
have
that's
ring
pretty cool.
toss. They've got pool games.
So
They've
the
got
cops came
darts.
and the cops dug it too.
Oh, that
or?
was so stupid. So Frankie, I mean, Dr. Vegas is doing their thing. You know, the place is jammed. I mean, it is slamming Saturday night like crazy. And apparently, two guys got into an altercation. No big deal. So they were removed from the bar, and it was done. But somebody decided to stir up shit and call the police department and say, "There's 300 people fighting over at Third Shoot."
Oh dear God.
So asinine.
So they like showed up with
So
ambulances.
the cops
and-
show up in full force, and they walk in and they're going, "Wow, I'm gonna come back. This is a cool place." So they just came in. How awesome is that? I mean,
That's
you
one
know,
way to do it.
Are you kidding me?
but it was
Get-
so
get some
ridiculous.
business.
It was so
It's a
ridiculous.
great way
'cause
to advertise.
Everybody's standing
to the
around
police
going,
department,
"Why are
I
you guys
suppose.
here?" I mean, it was two guys got in an argument. We removed it. We removed the situation from the bar. No big deal.
Systematically, like you would any cockroach or rat.
Well, you know, and like Mickey said, I'm sure she started it, right? Because, you know, that's what we do, right? I know,
Yeah.
whatever. But you
No,
know
it's
how
that
guys
one,
are.
That one girl. There's always that one girl.
How do you
There's
know?
that one guy too. Don't get me
No,
wrong.
you know what,
I'm
guys?
not trying to be
That's-
sexist.
that's-
There's that one
that's-
guy and that one girl in every single fucking bar. You know what?
Right.
When I'm in that, I wish a motherfucker would mode.
There's a
All I gotta do is go somewhere and sit there for 10 minutes, and a motherfucker does.
But anyway, so
Seriously.
it was just
there's always a
ridiculous.
Deacon or a Troy. It's just gonna screw everything up.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, I just thought it was just really, really in bad taste that someone would just get the police department all riled up over there. It was just dumb. But yeah, and you
These
know,
Jello shots are no good.
I know they suck, don't they?
They
It was
suck.
probably the guys that got kicked out.
No,
Yeah,
nobody's
no,
drinking
I don't know
those.
who it was, but yeah. So I mean, it really wasn't a big deal. So there was some kind of, excuse me, a thing on Facebook about it,
Were
but
you
it really
verklempt?
wasn't anything. So when they showed up, they're like, "Oh, this is a cool place. We're coming back," you know, which is very
Cool.
awesome.
That is very
but,
awesome.
But it's a fun place, and the food is awesome. And they have one. And the
Like what do they
inside-
got there? Like Fast Eddie style food? Like they got kebabs
Better.
and all that?
Better.
Really? Better?
Way better. Yes.
I'm
But,
intrigued.
but I like Fast Eddie's, so they both have great, you know,
Well,
attributes.
Fast Eddie's is super cheap.
It
That's,
is,
that's
it
why.
is.
I mean, the
that's
top
why
of
I
it is
like
called the Treehouse.
No, this is the
There's a
one in-
place. It is a treehouse. You said, right?
It's a tree. Yeah,
It's an
that's
actual
You gotta
tree
play
house.
the
no,
tree
they call
house.
it a tree house.
314's
because
got to
the
play
way-
the tree house.
The way it's made, the
Yeah.
one that's in Grafton.
It's really cool. It's
That's
a
the
lot
one
of
in
big,
Grafton.
like a lot of just decks. Like
Yeah,
decks.
it's
I like
three.
decks.
It's three
Decks.
stories, but they call it a tree house because when you get to the top, it's like you're
You
in
like
a tree
big
house.
decks?
It's really cool.
Huge.
Yeah.
Can I lie?
Who doesn't? Size matters. Size does matter.
Oh,
Pee
well,
Wee.
son of a bitch.
Don't do it, Dewey.
So, but this was the location in Alton, which is very, very cool. It's a cool venue. I mean, you
Yeah,
got stuff
I'm
to do.
definitely gonna have to check it out.
But they have one room, and where the inside stage is, it's a music room, and he's got a lot of memorabilia, like from that bar Rockers. Shout out to Greg Bishop. He's got
Greg Bishop.
posters of, you know, it was funny because Frankie was
shout out.
playing, and he's got an international poster from when Frankie was in King of the Hill. I mean, it's wall size. It's freaking awesome. Frankie's like, I don't even have that poster. Where did you get that? You know,
No
so
shit. I don't think
yeah,
I've
he's,
seen it
he's
either.
got lots of killer memorabilia from the bands growing up all the way, you know, from
It's
whenever.
cool. Just
Local stuff?
Yeah, a
Wow,
lot of
cool.
locals. Richie Callison has a picture on there. Looked like he was still
Got
in
any
high school.
old head east?
And then
Some
let's
Mama's
see,
Pride?
Broken Toys, Mama's
Broken
Pride,
Toys.
big time.
That owner knows his stuff, man.
Yes.
He walked me around the one up in Alton.
Yeah.
And he was just like, yeah, this is this. I have
Right.
this bar that I made out of this boat and da da da.
How-
Like he knows every little.
No shit.
Wait,
You
yeah,
got a
wait,
boat
no.
bar?
Every little,
Yeah, they got a
I
boat
want
bar.
a boat bar.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
it's very cool. I got a friend of mine has one he's got an Airbnb downtown by Shady Jacks. It's
Wow.
really cool. But
Isn't-
yeah,
isn't
shout out
it
to
great
Wayne
when you
Draper.
can see
You rock.
these venue owners who are like truly music fanatics
Yep.
to the one who are truly money fanatics?
makes
you know
a
what
huge
I mean?
difference.
It
It
does,
does.
man. It
Huge
means so
difference,
much.
yeah.
It really
He
does.
puts
does.
a lot of work into it. Like it's really cool.
That's what
Yeah.
thrives, man. That's what makes that shit thrive.
And he
you know?
has
exactly.
a
Love.
construction company, so during the shutdown, that's when they built that out to the where the volleyball thing
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
They
Wait,
built
where is
it-
that, Grafton?
Yeah.
It's in Alton.
That's in
the
Alton.
second one's
Okay,
in
I haven't
Alton.
seen
The
it.
first
He's going
one's in
back and forth.
Grafton.
He goes back and forth.
Man, I'm
I'm
sorry.
familiar with anything
Treehouse,
over
Alton,
there.
Dex.
On the other
You
side of
You
the
gotta
river,
gotta
really.
go to Grafton. No, well,
Everything west of the
You
Mississippi
can
River,
get
I've
from one to
done.
the other in 20 minutes, so just go to them both. I'm pretty sure they
Exact-
give you, they were doing drink tickets on, like, where if you were at
Right.
one, they'll give you a drink ticket to go to the
To go
other
to the
Oh,
other
see,
one.
that's what's up.
yeah, very cool.
Good
But
idea.
guys,
That's very cool.
well, if you don't know where this bar is,
Smart
it
fella.
used to be called Bottoms Up in Alton.
Oh,
So he took that.
Wait,
The only
what?
thing that's still original there is the
Bottoms Up.
floor. But he took this and just created this. He put a bar in there. That's where the music room is, where he has all the memorabilia. It's very cool. And one of my favorite things in there, he's got a Conquest drum head in there where everybody signed
Shut
it.
the fuck
Very
up.
cool.
That's awesome.
Shout out to Conquest. Rob
What
Boyer
up,
from Conquest. Yes.
shout out to every single. You always shout out Rob Boyer. I'm gonna shout out every single one of them right now.
Derek Brumley,
the past
Tim,
members
Tim
and everything, man.
Fleetwood,
Conquest.
and Mike Crook. Yes.
Yeah.
And the girls behind that band, Yvette Boyer. Now she is the bomb.
Is she the bomb?
She's the bomb.
Sounds like it.
She's awesome. Rob's wife. They've been together since high
Derek's
school.
girl
and
seemed
stuff.
pretty cool, was she?
Yeah. Yes. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me? Yes.
You
Yvonne is the
fucking
bomb.
kidding me?
Very cool.
You fucking kidding? No.
Shut up. But anyway, so yeah, it's a very cool.
From what I
venue.
understand, Mike's girl is pretty awesome too.
Kelly.
Kelly. See, I didn't even
Yes.
realize that.
She was a
in-
bartender at Charlotte for a while.
No way.
Yes. She was.
That's awesome.
I know. Shut up.
I did not know that. It's
Yeah.
wild, wacky stuff.
Oh my god. Now he does impressions. Wow.
I do not do impressions.
So
That
what
was
do you?
absolutely
so you
horrible.
drive and look for-
Cut that out,
do you have
Tweezy.
a
Can we
regular
cut
gig,
that?
or do you just do, shut up, Mickey.
I'm
Or do you
full-time
just do full-time musician? Good for you.
That's
Good
it. He's
for
the
you.
lucky one, man.
It's not as easy as you would think.
I'll tell you what, I only do
It's not,
4 days
it's,
a week,
it's
though.
not it's not the rock and roll lifestyle we
I'm
dreamed as little
Yeah, yeah.
kids, but hey, it's very fulfilling, is it not?
But there's a lot of musicians out there. Do you have
I'm the
anything
same
that
way.
you do outside of music that you just do for yourself? Like
I write
is
children's
there-
books in my spare time.
be quiet.
No, I don't.
Is there anything like, it could be anything.
Like,
you know, are you a
Any other
painter?
hobbies, something like that?
Yeah, any
you know,
kind of
besides
hobby.
music? No.
Yeah.
But see, I've been having this
No,
argument
I-
even with Tree. We have a big group. We talk
Good
into
answer.
it. I've been having this argument. It's like, well, if you're a musician, then you're also a graphic artist, and then
Yes.
guess what? You're also a video editor, and
Yes.
guess what? You're also a sound guy. Like,
Yes.
Right.
You have to know all of these things. That's what my hobbies are. Is like
That's
I'll
right.
do.
It's
video
not a
editing,
hobby. This
I'll
is your
do-
life.
I'll do artwork. I'll do all this other stuff, and that's just it's
That's
my
awesome.
life. That's what I do.
Same, yeah, same
Exactly.
here. And that,
Exactly.
besides a part-time job, I mean, that is my life.
So one of the
It's not a hobby. I get insulted when somebody calls it a hobby.
What? Being a musician?
Yeah.
Oh, I know it's bullshit. Because
why I
once
have
you're
a
an
new
artist,
drummer.
you're always an artist. You know,
Yeah.
whether you bring it out in public or not, you're still an artist. I mean, that's just the way it is. And one of the good things out of this COVID thing is that there's a lot of artists who got into themselves and came out with some more music and came out with some more
Right.
whatever, just because
You had all that downtime to just do it.
Yeah,
There's
you
nothing
do.
else you could do. You had to keep it pumping, and that's
Right.
like
Absolutely.
the 3 songs that we came up with during this whole COVID thing. I think it's definitely going to be some of
Yeah.
our 3 of our
It's,
like,
it's
best
some of your
songs that we
3
came
of your
up with.
hottest songs right now, is
Yeah.
it not?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Damn
I
right.
really do think so.
I really think they're
That's
gonna
why we
get on
decided
nicely.
to not stop the album. We got to add these 3. It's got to happen, So
Definitely.
Right on, man.
What
That's
is your?
awesome.
Do you have a?
Shut up, cat.
You shut up. So,
I always wanted to say that.
Just
Sorry.
say it. You know what?
love it.
I always
got the
wanted to
best
say
You're out.
that.
You got the boob.
You got the boob, yeah.
So
The
yeah,
Booby Bell.
So Mel likes the Booby Bell.
We need two.
Tell us
We
about the
need
Booby
two.
Bell, Mel.
I don't know. Sorry.
We need two Booby Bells, don't we?
Now you know what? You know what? I got some when I
feel
was
a little
growing
off.
up and my family had a lake house.
Yeah.
There was, and they always drink coffee in the morning.
Right.
And
I
my
do.
grandfather had a cup. It was like this, and it was a boob.
Right. Yeah, I've
And the
seen those.
nipple,
Right.
you know, you pour the cream off
Right,
the
right.
nipple. You know what I'm talking? It was just,
Are you serious?
yeah, it was like awkward every
Yeah.
time. You got the family, this is normal, decent family, just
Grandpa,
pouring
where
out of
you
the
get
boob
that?
cup, you know, into their coffee. I'm
And
like,
as a little kid, what did you think? Or
super
did-
turned on.
Well, there you go.
Super turned on.
There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
But you couldn't say anything. You just had
And
to
you know
act
what?
like you
You know
didn't
what? It
notice,
was
right?
it was up in the shelf all the time, and I was always like,
Ah.
When I was in Europe, I saw a television commercial where the stewardess would come by and she'd be like, cream? She'd be like, cream? And he's like, oh, yes, yes.
What airline was that?
It was in Europe. It was in Europe. I was in London. And
Okay.
I don't know what it was
Really?
for,
No,
but
obviously
it was an
not.
actual
Really?
commercial.
I have not
And
been on one of those airplanes. Wow. You know.
I don't know, Britannia Airlines.
you know what?
I don't fucking know.
My biggest fear in the world,
Yes.
I mean, is flying. I can.
Oh,
Me
I
too.
cannot stand
It's not
flying.
the fall that'll kill you.
Me
It's the
too.
ground.
So
No, me too.
yeah, exactly.
That's why you
I
get
know. And
real
there's a lot
fucked
of
up
time to
before you
think
get on.
when you're going down,
I
you
always
know.
fix
And,
my arms.
like, I
There
was
you go.
trying to figure
Trying
out,
to
like,
fly.
they won't let you take a parachute on as for a
No, they
carry-on.
won't. No, it's
No.
absolutely
Because you're
unacceptable.
going down with everybody else. That's just the way.
No,
it
I'm
is.
going out in a parachute, but obviously you can't do that. And
No,
that's the
they
scary
won't
part
let
of
you
it.
do that.
So
Now,
what's-
why?
here's your
Why would you
incentive.
not want your customers to feel secure on your airline?
why can't
if I want to
everybody
wear a
have a parachute?
parachute on,
Right.
why can't I?
I don't want the breathing thing to come down. I want a parachute to come down.
Well,
You
there
Oh,
you
well,
go.
you got to
So-
put it on the guy next to you first.
Oh, is that right?
No, you put it on you
Nope,
first,
I'm
then
taking
the next guy.
everybody's, okay?
So here's
There
your.
is a floating device.
They're like, in
Right.
case we land on water, and I'm like, there's no water from here
I
to
mean, you know,
California.
That's you have one carry-on bag. Put a parachute inside a backpack and take it with you.
No, you cannot bring
Yeah,
a
yeah.
parachute on
Because
the
they're
airplane.
like, why are you bringing a parachute? Why are you ready?
You're
jump
up to
off the plane?
something,
Yeah.
then you get
Yeah.
pulled off. You cannot bring
And you can't
a
do the
parachute.
Indiana Jones thing, you know, and just
Oh.
pull the boat and just
No.
Okay,
jump
so
right
here's
out.
your incentive.
Man, you can't even say. You can't even say.
You can't say.
You
anything.
can't even order a bomb pop on a fucking airplane.
Oh, for fuck's sake! All right.
But if
so-
I could get milk in my coffee through a
Well,
boat,
there you
then-
go. No,
I'll
you're
be all
It's
right.
right.
actually
You're in-
disgusting.
No,
I
no,
tried
it's-
it when my ex-wife was
It doesn't
pregnant.
taste good.
My daughter's mother was
Doesn't
pregnant, and I
taste
tried it, and
good.
it's
Lot of-
absolutely
lot
horrible.
of
It would not go
nutrients in
good in
there.
coffee.
Yeah.
A lot of nutrients.
Right.
It's no good.
So
No
your
bueno.
Your
No
incentive,
es bueno.
Shut up. Your incentive to fly is the Mile High Club.
I
Yeah,
love being
yeah, you're
told
right.
to shut
That's
up.
your incentive to fly.
I love
Right.
it when women
And
boss me
whoever's
around.
listening right now, just keep that in mind. on
Yes,
our
Mile
flights.
High Club is your incentive to fly.
Yep.
Because think about
I've
it.
done that.
Wouldn't you like to come and go at the same time, but that's how you're going to die?
Amen. I
There
like
you
I like
go.
that saying
And
right
be
there.
in a good club, right?
I still don't
The
wanna
Mile
die.
High Club means getting laid on an airplane, right?
Correct. Correct. Yes.
Then then ring the booby bell because I am a member. I don't get to go to the
Yeah.
I got to go straight off the plane when I get off, though. I don't get to go where all the other fuckers go. Where are they going?
They put him
What
in the
is that?
special plane.
Yeah. Marshall's all over your ass.
No, no
Exactly.
special planes for me.
I know the first time I flew, I was scared to death. It was a business trip, and I got to take my daughter with me, and she was a baby. So as long as you chew gum and your ears don't pop, and I was flying with a guy I was working with, and he knew I'd never flown before. And every time there was a noise, that's just they have to unload the luggage because they it's too intimidating.
Exactly. That's terrible.
And I was like, oh
That's
my
terrible.
God. But then I discovered, and then I found out that was when they were serving cocktails. Do you know how much easier it is to fly when you're hammered? It's so much easier.
Man, I don't know. The only
I
thing
don't-
going through my mind the entire time on an airplane is
No.
fucking crashing and burning.
No,
I'm the same way. And I had a bad flight, where they drop down a little bit to get
Right.
through the storm, and your legs are lifting up.
Right.
And
Oh
everybody-
yeah, and you lose your stomach.
You
and
hear
it's like-
all the women are like, oh, when it does, and
Ladies
I'm like,
and gentlemen,
and I'm
please
asking
fasten your
the stewardess
seatbelts
the entire time,
as
like,
we are
are we okay?
experiencing
Are we
a
going
little
down?
bit of turbulence.
And she was
Please
like-
place your
she's
head
like, no.
firmly between your knees and kiss your ass goodbye.
Exactly.
Anyway,
I would rather hear that than everything's okay, because I'm like, I know you're trained to keep
Dude,
us
we had
calm.
engine
you know?
shut off.
Right.
And they're like, okay, we've lost an engine. You're welcome to make calls to your loved ones now. I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm like the guy with aliens. We're fucking doomed, man.
Oh,
We're
my
fucking
God.
doomed, man. We're all going to fucking die.
oh, for fuck's sake.
My
Stop it.
mom
So
works
I called a fucking one of them fucking call now lines.
My mom
Call
works
now
at
for
airlines.
ladies. You know what I mean? One of those fucking 1899 numbers.
How much did that cost you a minute?
I punched in a random fucking Discover card number
You're
on
an
there, and I talked for hours. It didn't cost me
And
nothing.
that family got divorced because you.
Every time I'm on an airplane, because I feel like this, I take out my fucking one of my little gift cards that I got. That's a credit card, and I swipe it for drinks during cocktail when they're serving cocktails. I just swipe it and swipe it and swipe it, and I never pay. And people are like, "Well, they'll know what seat it came from," and I'm like, "No, they won't. I fly Southwestern Airlines because I've only flown to California. Well, I've only done that flying to California and back. Never on an international flight.
Flying sucks.
And
Bottom line.
it's their cost to me feeling like I'm going to die the entire fucking time I'm on the airplane. That's what I charge them. Yeah.
No, yeah.
Really?
I even
Yeah, I
had
did that
college
shit.
kids behind me making fun of me. I could hear them. Like, look at this fucking.
What, a
look
little
at him,
fucking
look at him,
4-year-old kicking the shit out of your seat? You're like, God damn, man.
I get panicked as soon as I get in there and you turn the air on, but the air's not cold yet because the engine isn't started, and you're like, oh my god, we're stuck in this goddamn tube. Here we go, here we go.
Dude, I'm with you.
No, I don't do any of
I don't
that.
like the puddle jumpers suck. They do.
If you're in a private jet, you're guaranteed to go down.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
We all bought that Leonard Skinner album, didn't we?
My mom used to put me
We
on
know
a
the
got
plane.
that
stories.
t-shirt.
We know the stories.
My mom used to put me on a plane just to go for a ride because she worked at
Very cool.
Are you serious?
Mount Vernon Airport,
Oh
and
my
there was
God.
no other.
That's
There might have been
awful.
maybe one other passenger, but there was this one time when there were
You talking
no
about
other
a Cessna or a
passengers.
small plane?
And we flew from Mount Vernon into Mattoon, or I can't remember what it was.
Saskatchewan.
But he killed the engine, and we just went.
I've heard of people
Whoa,
doing
yeah.
that. I would
Yeah,
kick,
my mom
I'd kick his
warned
ass.
me.
As soon as we
So
landed,
I was just like,
as soon as we landed, I'd kick his ass. He'd be done.
Well, 2
I was
years.
just like, whee!
Yeah,
And he's like, oh
yeah.
fuck, it didn't
Yeah.
work.
And now the severe beating of a
That's so
pilot.
funny.
I would beat him with a piece of the plane.
What are you doing to my instruments?
Oh my
Stop
God.
it!
No. So 2 years ago, I got to take free flying lessons, and let me tell you how fun that was. It was like being in a video game. It was a blast. We flew. You can only go. It's like a Cessna, a two-seater.
One man's blast.
Very, very
another
cool.
man's
And
death ride.
we flew from Bethalto all over St. Louis, Illinois, and then came back down. It
In a
was
small
so
plane?
much fun. Yeah.
Oh, you're out
I
of your
was-
fucking mind.
It was like being in a video game. It was a blast. I did this. I did this. and we went
Okay,
around.
Mike.
It was so much fun.
Have you ever seen La Bamba?
In the smaller
Huh?
ones.
You ever
La,
seen
la,
La
la, la, la,
Bamba?
la, bamba.
Knew how to fly. If I could fly, I could do it. You know, I don't like riding in cars with other people either. Like on road trips, if I'm driving, I'm in control.
Right. 'Cause
Yeah,
you're in the driver's seat.
Right.
That might make a difference for me too.
Yeah,
It's good
I'm
to
a
know
terrible-
when we're going to her because I ain't driving.
Yeah, I'll still be drunk, but I'll get you guys
I'm
there.
driving, dude.
Give
I
me
hate
the
it.
keys.
Exactly.
I'll
no.
get you there.
Yeah, I'm a terrible passenger too. I am a terrible passenger, that's for sure. I like to drive. Otherwise,
I'm
I
a
get car sick.
3-year-old on a fucking airplane, man. I'm not.
You're a 3-year-old everywhere.
I discovered they have them little hot towels,
Damn.
in first class when
I
I
just
was
got
like
told.
9.
Right.
And my grandma, she wasn't paying attention, and by the end of the flight, because the lady kept coming back, oh, one more hot towel, please. One more hot towel, please.
Oh
It
yeah,
felt
they used
so
to give
good.
those hot towels.
When
Are
I walked off
fantastic.
the plane, my face was like all red and
It's the
I'm like,
fact.
yeah,
that
I'm
it's fun.
Hot towels for hours.
That's my jam right there. You know that,
I'll
right?
never do that ever again.
You were slowly cooking your face. Yeah.
So cool.
Those are killer. All the distractions they used to have on an airplane were awesome. You're like, what? We're landing? Cool.
I remember,
Now it's like, here's a cracker and a hot cup of
Yeah.
coffee
Oh,
that
I
you
know.
spill on your.
Peanuts, what?
I know. We used to be able to smoke on flights. Are you kidding? You used
That's
to be
why
able-
I demand that I get free drinks on an airline. I go on there.
Yeah, once that put your seatbelt light comes on, it's over for me. I'm like, wow, what the hell's going on now?
I know.
We're going down.
We're gonna
No.
sedate you.
Yeah,
Ladies
I
and
do-
gentlemen,
I do
this
need
is
some
your
sedation,
captain.
You know,
Exactly.
big time.
Exactly.
You're fucked.
I would rather hear that than everything's gonna be okay. Just put
Right,
your seatbelt on
exactly.
and
When they tell you you can use your cell phones on a fucking airplane,
Right.
yeah, I about lost my shit.
if they tell you to call your loved ones, that's it.
They say feel free to
Right.
use your phones.
Right.
It's like, okay, they have no instruments. They have. We're screwed. We're doomed.
Right.
Oh,
No,
God.
I think the only bad flight I had was when they were so backed up. There was a traffic. I've never seen traffic of airplanes. And they're like,
Traffic.
we have to circle the
Looking for the
airport a
checks.
couple times because they have to clear for landing. Blah 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 blah. And I was like, what? But when I was doing the flying lessons, I learned that as far as you do have to call a tower. And they have to know what's going on, and you have to identify yourself. And it's really cool because coming in for a landing, and it's a blast.
Here's the coolest thing
Yeah,
about
really.
flying now
Yeah,
is
my mom did
is to
that.
feel that way for me.
Yeah.
The last time I flew to St. Louis, somebody switched me seats to sit next to their child, and they had already swiped their Amazon card on the back of the thing.
How much
So
did you get?
I got
Oh, geez.
all. It was, man, this is 4 days after Chris
Lots of
Cornell killed
whippets.
himself, so I had all Soundgarden all the way from San Jose,
Wow.
from Monterey to San Jose, and San Jose to St. Louis. Yeah,
Very
so it was
cool.
really cool, and I didn't think about dying once.
Very cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I gotta
Okay,
keep
so-
that in mind. I was listening to some good music. Pop a couple.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Pop a couple Valium.
Dramamine.
That's the most acid I ever seen.
Oh,
Valiums
no,
are
my
good.
God, no.
Dramamine.
Eat acid.
Don't do that.
So
No worries there.
let's get back to the band. So what
All right.
was
Yeah,
your,
back to the band.
As far as your music is Tree
Badass.
14. It's all Tree 14. Your flavor. Besides it being a combination, a little reggae, a little rock, a little country. I mean, what was your actual inspiration
Little Americana
as
in there.
far as
Little St.
you
Louis
know,
vibe
did you-
kicking.
Did you start out playing music as a kid? Were you in band? Can you read and write? Both of you, either one, both.
Yeah.
Can you read and write music?
I mean,
or?
for me, my favorite part about playing music is writing music.
Right.
And I'm not like they'll tell you all the time. I'm like, when it comes to chords and notes and all these like de-augmented minor blah blah blah.
Right.
Diminished.
Diminished. Yeah. I don't.
Right.
So they talk shop, you know,
Right.
and
Right.
then they look at me and they're like, "That's a fourth fret, Joe."
Right.
Right.
Okay,
so that
so-
exactly.
so-
Exactly.
So
So-
it's a combined effort. You have
so
the
what
words,
So it's like
and
me
they
speaking
make it sound
Spanish.
good,
I
right?
can't speak
Right,
it,
right.
but I
And,
understand it.
And I pick up on it. I pick up
Right.
on it real quick.
Right.
And I just stopped like learning the theory and stuff when I started playing because it bored me.
Right.
And I was like, I'll
It
just
does.
play.
It's rules,
You know, I'll
man.
just
I
come
don't
up
like
with my own
rules,
shit.
man.
It does.
But my favorite thing is I rhythm. I do the rhythm and I write lyrics.
Very
My
cool.
favorite thing is to write like a lyrical melody.
Very cool.
You know, and that's what I do. And you know, I bring it to the table, and basically how we write is, you know, one of us will come up with a song and then show somebody at practice in the treehouse, and then they take it from there.
In the
Like, why don't we
treehouse.
take this out? Why don't we do this? Or why don't we?
So
Or
it is
that
a-
sounded cool.
It's a
you know?
combined effort. Well, that's cool.
It's big
Yeah,
time.
collaboration.
And we all got so like our genres of music are all over the place. You
But
know?
they match. But they all
They do mesh well. You
Yes,
know, like
they
I'm
gel.
very into like
so well.
Very
very
cool.
into jam
Right.
band kind of stuff. You know, from the Dead to String Cheese and Fish, all that
Fish?
kind of shit. You know, yeah. And then you got Brad, who's like classic rock. You know, shredding. You know, old school. But he's
Right.
also got a hip hop vibe to him too.
Right,
It's
definitely.
it's like hip hop,
Right.
Black Sabbath.
I know.
Right,
It was,
right.
when I did your video, sorry to interrupt. When I did your video a couple years ago about, you know, listen to this band, they're killer. And when I read your bio and listened to all your songs, I was like, man, they've got 17 different flavors in here, and it's only supposed to be a minute long. Oh, where do I pick? So it's like, you know,
It's
you gotta
like the
pick
best
song
salsa you ever dipped into.
that
You know
has-
what I mean?
Yeah.
that has everything in it. Just, you know, just because I try to appeal to everybody as far as the genre, but you are universal as far as everything. I mean,
Yep.
it does
Yes,
match,
yes.
which is so cool. And it's like,
And
wow,
it-
that has to be a great. It's very cohesive.
Yeah, thank you.
Your
And
ideas
it
and
actually it helps us fit into any environment that we
Anything.
play in.
Yep.
Like we could play with the most hippie jam band, you know,
Right,
kind
right.
of guy. And we could play with guys playing metal and rock and stuff.
Right.
It,
Yep.
it fits. It works because you're gonna have that element, you know. There.
Right.
I always call it psychedelic reggae, rock, and funky blues jam.
Right.
You know, but that's
Right,
a long,
which
that's a
is
long
basically
title.
which is basically the true meaning of hip hop.
Right.
yeah. So
I thought it was country.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
And
your
Western.
music. it
All
moves- it
elements of
moves
all
people.
music,
Right.
you know,
It does
brought
move
brought
people.
together to
Yeah, and we've
Sorry.
never we've
Yeah,
always
sorry.
had just positive feedback anywhere we played.
I think like him
Yeah.
and Brad, like the fact that they both kind of switch off on vocals, like back and forth, you know, with
Right.
songs, that really kind of
Very cool.
changes the genre, like you were
Right.
talking about. That
Right.
really kind of changes it, just like you can
In
hear
one
it.
song.
Yeah, you know, like the change between per
The
song or even
dynamics.
within the song, you're like,
The
oh,
dynamics.
that
yeah,
sounds
that
different.
that
It's
versatility
different, you
there.
know, it's like not just because when you're hearing a band, you normally just hearing one person sing, and it's like
Right, you
hearing
one-
two people sing is like, whoa, this is something different.
One
you know?
perspective.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then you know he's got his guitar where he shreds. You know, he'll rock it out
He
up
shreds
and down
the
the
fuck
scales.
out.
And then I play, you know, I'm
It's
more,
so sweet to my
I'm more
ears, I'm
tame,
not
you know,
gonna
like
lie.
bluesy kind of solos. You know,
Right.
I like playing less notes, but more, you know,
All the way through it.
more like, you know, those little notes that hit you that kind of take you somewhere. You know?
Sure.
And you, the technical
It's all
guy
feel.
who
It's
listens
all
to
feel.
every
Yeah,
note and can put the right
No,
one
I
in
don't
the
know.
right place.
No, I'm right behind Joe.
And
I don't know
they-
what
well,
you're talking about.
shit,
No,
I'm
but I
learning
mean-
theory.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
but you have a different perspective on it because of what you do in regards to
Exactly.
music full time. Because he
And
doesn't
it throws
like
another
he doesn't
perspective
like
on
the
there as
theory,
well.
but you know the theory.
I don't know the theory.
I
I'm
think you-
still learning the theory.
You know it, you just
I'm
don't
like
know
when he
that
was
you
talking
know
about-
it.
He's like, you know, I'm like, I don't think I do.
But I mean,
Your hands know where to go the same as his hands know where to go. That means you have an understanding of it. You just don't.
Right,
It just
right.
You don't have the
works.
knowledge
Well,
of
I
your
mean,
understanding
I'm
of
in the
it.
process of learning.
And
I
usually-
should try to
usually-
learn how to play keyboard now. You know,
But
I
it
pick up
just
guitar,
fits.
You know,
It does fit. It works out.
just
It works
fits.
out perfect. And
Right.
on top of that, you know, like we're all super close, like very
Right.
good friends. You know,
Weirdos
you know,
or not, you guys all work. That's
Yeah.
what's so cool
Yeah.
about it.
That's
No,
I'm calling a weirdo.
They're talking about their bass
that-
player
That's
being
an
a weirdo.
understatement.
Yeah.
Don't talk about Brad like that. That's my
But
friend.
everybody-
Shit, he's the worst though.
everybody's a weirdo. You gotta find the right weirdos to work together. Just because
That's where I come in.
Yeah.
it
Here.
just
Yeah.
it just gels. And as long as you guys stay tight and cohesive and just be honest about that sucks, I don't want to play that, or this sounds better.
Yeah, and that happens a lot.
and
you
I'm
know?
sure you have respect for each other enough to not be get your
Absolutely.
feelings hurt.
You don't get
over,
butt hurt over it because you bring something to the table, you write something, and
Right.
nobody ever says, "Oh, that sucks." You know, we're not
Right.
gonna do that. But you start
Right.
you play it a
Right.
few times. It's like you
And
know,
it gels, it gels.
You know, right off the bat, it's like, let's put it on the back burner. What else we got?
Or
Right.
you take something from it, take a piece of it, and throw it in there because that way it still
It
works.
always ends up
Right,
in there
right.
somehow, doesn't it?
And I always said the best songs that come out are the ones that are just like 5-10 minutes, boom,
On the
It-
fly.
it came out. It's like, holy
Right.
shit! Why didn't we record
They
that
do.
one?
Right.
You know what I
They
mean?
do.
Like,
Where's
so-
the camcorder when you
Right,
need one?
right.
I know, and they,
those
yeah,
are always the best ones, and those are the
Right.
ones that stick around. You know.
For real.
those
I
are
agree.
fun. Those are a blast. So do you guys have a certain theme, or is there anything that you aspire to? Is there a message that you put out there?
You want to say hi to your
Other than-
moms?
Other than the fact that
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't
music
last
is
forever,
just-
you know.
Yeah, I say hi to my mom, my dad, who's listening tonight, my uncle Ed, my
There you
daughter
go.
Gianna, my girlfriend Kat, and yeah, she's my girlfriend now.
Ah, you're his
Oh,
girlfriend
it's
now.
official.
Oh, a different cat.
Oh yeah,
Mike.
yeah.
Ew.
I'm, so, I'm sorry, yeah.
Ew!
I'm old
That's
enough.
right, that's right. I didn't put that in perspective, but
I am old enough to be.
Ew.
I am old enough to be his mother.
this is.
I'm old enough to be his mother.
But
you
No,
don't
no.
look
but,
like
but,
No.
but this is 2020, so anything goes.
Yeah,
all right?
no,
You know,
no.
But this is a
No.
cat with a K.
Well,
So,
there you go. See? Way better.
Anything goes, he says.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
but,
love this guy.
Anything.
Anything.
But yeah,
Anything. Anything.
what was the
Shut
original
up, Mickey.
question?
Well, I was trying to talk, but Mickey, where's it? Shut up. No, as far as
He duck and cover. Like, whoa. Don't fall out of
you're
your
riding
seat.
to the trunk
I
on
thought
the
you were
way
throwing
home.
shit.
So any message like
Yeah,
any-
anything like that. I mean, as far as you guys, is there anything out there other than the fact that just have a good time and this is what we do, and I mean, because you guys, you appeal to everybody, just like you were talking about the country bar you played at, and you thought maybe
Yes,
it might
yeah.
maybe not be well received, but it turns out everybody's like, whoa,
It's
these guys
good
are
times,
awesome.
man. It's
Yeah,
just-
I mean,
it's good
but it has
times.
to do with
I can't-
attitude of the
I can't
band,
describe it
and you
any
guys
more.
you bring the party, and it's all fun and games, and you get the crowd going. I mean,
Right.
that's a huge thing.
We enjoy bringing the party, and that's kind of an element that we've grown up to. I don't know if it's positive or negative, but
It's both positive and negative,
we
but
can
more
have
on the
a
positive side.
really good time,
Mm-hmm.
and we're kind of used to it. I don't know if it's a state dependent thinking kind of thing, but I
It's
mean,
a damn good time anyway. You
I
look at
mean,
it.
if,
But it's
if
infectious. That's
Yeah.
that's what's so great
yeah,
about it.
we
You
do
just-
like bringing the party, the positive vibes, and just keep the party going. Pretty much, that's the treat.
Well, mission accomplished.
Yeah,
It
thank
is.
you. Yeah.
and it makes for a better relationship with the venue owners and the bosses because they want you to come back because you are so cool. I mean, it has to be. I mean, bar owners, bands, everybody has to work together.
One
It
hand
can't just
washes
be-
the other. So
It
Right,
can't just
exactly.
be how many people can they bring. No, fuck that. You know what? This is a killer band. You're gonna love them. They're great. Take my word for it.
Right.
But then there's the bar owners who are like, I don't care if they bring people. I don't care how good they sound. Well,
I
you
love
know
this
what? I
band.
don't like dealing with people like that who don't give a shit
Right.
about
Well,
the band.
unless
just
they
look at the
love that
bottom
band
line.
so much, they don't even care. They just want to. They just
Right,
want to
right.
have them in their club.
And
that's
we have a
the
good
thing.
time. We party hard and everything, but when it comes down to business and being able to play the show, we're always on top of it. You know,
Most of the time.
He delivers.
yeah, we're always on top.
Everybody
of it.
but Joe.
Yeah, everybody but me. But
That's
No,
all
you
right.
guys
fake
own it.
it real
I got
well.
I got the easy. I'm just rhythm guitar. I'm like playing the bongos for.
Oh no!
I'm like the bongos of guitar. You know,
Not-
I'm just
not-
like over here
not
playing
the-
the rhythm. You know.
Yeah, I've
So-
only seen you guys 3 times,
Not the
and,
Swandos.
and it doesn't matter. You guys could get old and fat and suck, and I'm still gonna have a good time when I come see it because I saw it when it reached its point where it was just so fucking good that.
Well, thanks, man. I appreciate
Yeah.
hearing that. I
You know what
really
I'm saying?
do. Yeah.
Is there anybody you played with, either one of you, or played for, or played around that was just like your idol, or anybody that just like this really
Yeah,
stood out in your
a
life
good
as far
question.
as a great inspiration? Like, I mean, it could be anybody. It could be
Nobody. Well,
or is there anybody you want to play
I
with?
always enjoy the bands that we play with, and I have looked up to certain bands that know exactly how to produce a sound.
Is this
You know, we're
local
like
or
this-
regional?
Local,
Okay,
like
good.
sound quality is
Right.
perfect, and that's really important.
Right.
It really
So,
is.
you know what I mean? Like
Key.
where everything is like together and warm, as opposed to blasting out this and
Right.
doing this. You know,
And they're
Yeah,
cool to you guys,
chaos.
right? Too. They're cool to other
I just
band
find it
members,
funny
Right,
other
right.
bands.
right? They got
Playing
it.
so loud.
They got to get along. Yeah,
Right.
you know, and you can tell right out the bat if someone's going to be a dick
Right.
or not. You
Right.
know, and
We can smell them a mile
it
away.
makes it-
my main inspiration, I mean, growing up as a kid, it has been Jim Morrison.
Oh,
I just
wow.
The Lizard King.
I
Yeah.
studied that guy growing up as a kid. I mean, I would sit there and actually the first band I ever got into was Ugly Kid Joe.
I just
Shut
got
up.
the Doors like
Yeah,
4
that,
years ago.
Love that
And
band.
so they're brand new to me, and I love it.
The Doors?
Yeah, I just
Okay.
Pink Floyd. I just got about 4 or 5 years ago too, and I never understood it, and now it speaks volumes.
Yes.
And I get it.
Right.
And the same thing with the Doors. I mean, I just never really understood it, and now it's like a brand new fucking band for me. So I really like.
That's good. I like when you know all these bands that are like big and popular, everybody's into. If you don't get into them, and you get into them when you're older in life, you know, it's like, yeah, you got this whole new element of music that you get into.
Yeah,
you know
because
what I
it's
mean?
like brand new.
Right.
Well, it
Yeah.
wasn't. It wasn't. Well, back then, you
I'm
know,
over here
like
I remember my first beer.
right, exactly.
No, but Ugly
Not
Kid
remember
Joe.
my first beer.
I found this CD, America's Least Wanted.
right.
You know, when it came out,
Oh,
and
man.
I was a kid, and I popped it in, and I was like, oh my god. So I would take a tennis racket, and I tied a string around it,
Right.
a rope.
Great
and
air guitar.
And I had
How cool
dude,
are
Oh,
you?
dude.
and so
Yes.
I would
Wow.
play.
'Cause they have actual-
I
you
would
could
play Ugly
actually
Kid
strum.
Joe on repeat, and
Right.
I had this Star Trek ship model, and it had this thing sticking out, so it looked like a microphone. And
That
I
was a performance in your bedroom every night.
oh my god! Unless
Oh,
someone walked
wow.
in, and then I was like, well, I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing
Sold
shit.
out
I'm just
shows. I'm a
standing
legend
there.
in my own shower.
Yeah, I'm not playing with dolls. Nothing.
Very cool.
So, but yeah, that's Ugly Kid Joe actually got me into music.
When
Very
I lived
cool.
in Santa
That's
Barbara in the early '90s, my band got signed. I was in a thrash metal band, and we used to go to this club, and there was a Black Sabbath tribute band way back then that was playing, and they were phenomenal. And by the time I moved back here, they had just got signed, and that is Ugly Kid Joe. They were the best Black Sabbath tribute band I've ever seen in my life.
Really? I never
Swear to
knew that.
fucking
Never heard of that
Yeah,
before.
they were amazing.
yeah, but they put their flavor on it, so they were known as Ugly
I
Kid
still
Joe.
think they're
Ugly
one of the
Kid
most,
Joe was completely
I mean,
different.
They were just so.
And they were
awesome.
killer.
How
I
about
mean, I
you?
like 'em.
Did you?
they're one of the most underrated bands of all time.
Oh yeah,
I
big
think.
time.
Yeah,
I'm
just
lost.
seriously
lost.
good musicians.
Inspiration.
Oh, inspiration. That's
as
right.
far as a band, I mean, they really
He gets
just
lost a lot.
they just really got you
I smoke
into.
a lot of weed.
Yeah, that's okay. That's all right.
No shit.
See, I
No.
know I opened up for like Wookie Foot. I know I opened up for Wookie Foot and John Wayne and the Pain, like stuff like that. That
Oh
was
my
really cool.
gosh, how cool
Wow.
were they, huh?
Yeah, they were really cool.
That's very
Awesome.
cool.
Awesome. As a stagehand, I've worked with a lot of you know, national acts, and I mean, and a lot of these guys are just, which is so cool when they're just regular people, you know, and they.
Except for when you go up to get on their stage and they're like, "Hey man, don't touch that."
We've already touched it. We've already touched it. We just stay
Like,
off
get
the
away,
stage.
man.
Is what it is. Yeah.
No, I'm just joking.
There's only been a few that have been dicks, but
well,
you know.
I'm just joking.
No.
I mean, locally, my biggest inspiration growing up, where I actually was in the music scene, was Mattahoochee.
Oh,
Mattahoochee.
yes,
Wow, yeah.
very
that,
cool.
that was my biggest watching them play. And we did a couple shows with them, hung out with them a lot back, a lot of Cicero's days.
Oh yeah, but
you know,
yeah.
but
How about
they-
the landing? Did you do the landing?
I did Eads Bridge.
Really?
Yeah, during
Very cool.
4th of July, they had the planes
What year
flying
was
over
that?
us and
Right,
shit.
right.
I couldn't tell you what year. It's back when I had my dreadlocks and everything.
Okay, because I can't remember.
They did that
I can't remember
one
being
year
able to
they
play
did
Eads
on-
Bridge.
everything on the
Maybe it was
bridge.
me, us there on that one year. Yeah,
Was that a venue you played on the fucking
it
bridge?
was a stage on the bridge.
The
Yeah,
I've
stage on
never
the
seen
bridge.
it.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
very cool.
Wait, what year?
It was
I can't believe he's saying
I
this.
would say 05.
Something. There's
Oh,
Oh,
five,
okay,
oh,
yeah, I was
six,
already in
something like
California.
that.
We're already
Yeah.
in 2.
Very
so.
cool.
Yeah, yeah,
That's super freaking
15.
cool.
yeah,
You
yeah.
kidding?
That was one of the coolest shows I've played.
Very
yeah.
cool.
About the coolest show I played, I think, was with Conquest down at Jay's on the Landing. You remember that?
Oh my gosh.
It was an outdoor venue that was a badass stage, a badass lights, a killer sound.
Nothing beats outdoor.
Outdoor
I know,
on the
it's just
landing.
fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
on the
crazy.
landing. Yeah.
Definitely. Well, they had Big Muddy down there for a while, but that went to the wayside like everything else went down there. But still, Big Muddy was probably the last as far as the outside shows, which was awesome because they had like 30 bands from all over coming into play. It was supposed to be blues and rock, but it ended up being just everything.
Right.
You know, so.
Well, I
which
think
was
that's
awesome.
that 9 Mile Garden. I think it's an outside stage.
Maybe if you're still
That's-
watching
that's
or
their
listening,
thing.
call
So,
Michelle and
hopefully-
the address is 711.
It seems like there's a lot more
Broadway.
outside shows now. I mean, especially when the COVID thing hit, which was very cool because more people will go out. I mean, we did this thing last weekend, 2 weekends ago, last weekend, right outside here, and it was cool. I mean, it was outside, it was fun. You know, kids are running around, and these guys played, Comrade, Dirty King.
Nice,
and,
nice.
yeah, Hooky played, and then Steve Scorfina came out.
I like Cookie.
It was my birthday.
Yeah.
He's one of my friends.
We're starting
I mean,
a band, me, her, and Steve Scorfina.
Shout out to Steve
Nice,
Scorfina.
really? Okay, cool.
He comes,
I'm
he
gonna
drives.
do it, damn it.
Shut up.
If I can get Mike
What'd you
Beasy
say?
on drums,
No.
man.
Steve Scorfina
Is this
drives
wishful
out
thinking?
here.
Is that what that is? Okay.
Yeah.
She says yes.
Yeah, he drives out here after being in the studio with Toretta all day long, recording stuff. Comes out here and sings for for my birthday and just to play. He's that cool of a guy.
He
I
is
mean,
that cool of a guy.
He's a cool.
He's
If you
super
don't know,
fucking
do you
cool,
know
and
who
he's
Steve
a goddamn
Scorfina
legend.
is?
I don't
you guys
know him,
know the
no,
history.
He played for
No.
Chuck Berry.
He
and
was
for-
the
yeah,
he was the original member of REO Speedwagon
Yep.
and decided to not stay with that band and go with Pavlov's Dogs.
Really?
So
Yeah,
oh,
no,
yeah,
he's played
Interesting.
with everybody from Head
Very
East
cool.
to, I
He's
mean,
played
Chuck Berry.
with-
He was in Chuck Berry's band.
he's played with everybody and he's very
killer.
cool.
Is
very
he
laid back.
from St. Louis?
Oh yeah,
Yep.
he's from
Is
St.
he?
Louis. His first band, his next door neighbor, and still his best friend to this day was Michael McDonald from the Doobie Brothers.
I know,
Really?
and
Oh,
we have him
shit.
on the show, and I'm like, now, was this before or after McDonald ruined the Doobie Brothers?
He did not ruin the
He's
Doobie
like,
Brothers.
Mike McDonald is a good friend of mine.
He
I was
is
like,
the voice.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, you idiot! So the very first band he
You
had.
idiot.
Now, was this before or after he ruined the Doobie Brothers?
Shut
He's like,
up!
He's like,
He did not ruin the
I'ma
Doobie
be
Brothers.
there.
oh
my Don't dog out Michael McDonald.
I'm
He's
just
a
joking,
sweet
man. That's what I
guy.
do. That's what I do. I'm just clowning.
So
I'm just
Steven's
clowning.
first-
respect. For the
First
McDonald's.
band, Steven was 13 and Michael was 11, and they would run from one basement to the next, and that was their very first band, those two. And they used to sit outside Gaslight wanting to play, you know? That was when the Allman Brothers were called the Almond Joys. This is all St. Louis history.
Almond Joy.
The Almond Joys was the
Really?
first name of the band.
No shit. I'll be damned. Okay.
Yeah, this is all St. Louis history. Yeah, it's friggin' awesome.
We're up, up.
So, but yeah, Steve was very cool. He's still being an idiot.
Hey, once you Michael McDonald, you can't stop. Okay.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And he's a super nice guy. They're still friends to this day. As soon as Mickey shuts up,
What the fuck is he saying though? I can't understand.
Nobody
a
knows.
word.
Nobody knows.
Like Stevie Nicks. I can't understand a word that bitch is saying.
Something about a dove.
and being
But
free.
she
Being
jams.
free. Yeah, she's awesome. She's great.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, he came. They drove all the way out here. And he sang a couple songs, and then I mean he was wiped out. I mean he was in the studio all day with Teresa.
Yeah, that was
Right.
that was so cool.
Very very cool. I mean now that is a good guy. I mean he's just a
He's a
sweetheart.
great guy and he's killer.
He's got a million.
He's
He's got a
insanely
million
good.
stories.
Insanely
I mean, very cool. He was in here once, and he's just awesome.
He sounds
But he's-
awesome.
That was a cool night.
Yeah, he's got.
Is that our third show?
I think so. His one of his bands is Chrome and Steel, which is him and Greg Hullab is the bass player, and then Mike Saffron is his drummer. Because him and
Okay.
Saffron
What the
played together
fuck?
for years, so. You know.
So they're still playing around town here?
Oh yeah, they still do Chrome and Steel, sure do. Matter of
I just
fact,
shut
and then he did a remake of the song Johnny Be Good with Mike Meese from Head East.
This dude's drum set is like a chopper.
Have you seen
Oh,
this?
No,
Cymbals
no,
hanging.
but
It's
I can
so-
imagine like
it's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, the band that
Great
the band he's
guy.
in now is called Freebird, and I booked them over there at the drive-in on 270, so they're playing July the 3rd. I get to introduce them.
The
Yay!
ZZ Top cover
Yep.
band?
No.
ZZ Top cover
Yeah,
band?
that's it. That's what Freebird is. It's a ZZ Top cover band.
Freebird.
Smoke
Stop it!
Oh.
Shut up, cat!
Stop drinking the bottled water before you
No,
talk.
no. All of a sudden, he snapped back in.
I had to bring that joke out there.
Here we go. There's your audience.
Slap the titty.
Actually, if you do want a good ZZ Top cover band, it'd be Tres Hombres.
Trace
Trace Hombres.
Yeah, that's Mark Arbogast,
Killer.
Mark Arbogast, and Ron Cruz.
I've seen videos of them.
Yeah, they're very good.
they're
I
really
love
Yeah,
ZZ
like that.
Top, man. I'm not gonna lie. It's probably
And those three guys-
one of my favorite bands.
You can't not like Z.
Do that.
If you ever meet
my
them,
dream band is
they are
just
so laid back and so cool. And I've done one of their shows. I mean, it's like, wow. Billy Gibbons walking around in his pajamas from his tour bus to the kitchen, and I accidentally, he's like, almost ran into him. He's like, hey kid, I'm like, oh my god, let me get my, I didn't have my phone with me. I couldn't take a picture of him. But oh
What
my
about his
God.
mansion parties in
Super
Texas?
sweet. Yes.
That place, it's like literally nothing in it. It's about waist high in Budweiser cans, and
Right.
there's like 4 lawn chairs in there.
One of the
That
original.
sounds-
That's it, and it's for parties.
I'll
That's
bring a
it.
chair. That's perfect.
You don't need one. It's like the ball pit at Chuck E. Cheese.
One of the few three-piece bands that's still been that is still together after 40 some years. 40, yeah, original three-piece band still together after 40 some years.
Yep.
They
And
still
3-piece bands.
they
are,
still tear it up. I mean, you know, as a stagehand, we've done a lot of shows.
you know what the really chaps my ass.
Oh, please tell me. Please enlighten me.
I saved up my whole life to make the band look like a sheepdog. No, the only guy without a beard in the band is named Beard.
Beard, right? The drummer.
That's his
Yes.
real name because
Yes.
I had him show me his driver's license.
He's very cool.
I'd have a beard if my name was Beard.
I don't know. I don't think I would if my name was
Yeah,
Beard.
I think that's
It'd be like
the
if
If
my
your name
name-
was
point.
Mustache,
Right.
would
If
you
my
have
name-
a mustache?
No, if my name was Smoothface, I'd have a beard.
That's like a guy named Tiny.
Yeah.
Right.
Huge.
They're usually really big.
Well, that's just
that's true.
ironic.
It is
You know,
ironic.
I'm one of the names I perform under is Mickey Too Fast,
Oh, for
and
fuck's
that,
sake.
that you don't get to pick your own fucking nicknames. I'm not fast.
Are you talking about running?
No.
It's more like
No, I saw the movie The Fast and the Furious in like 2000 or whenever it came out, and went crazy with my car
Uh-oh.
and spent about 30 grand on it when the bank still owned it. I was only 2 months old, and I was trying to go 10 seconds in it over at the raceway, and I got 13.8 in a quarter mile, and
Wow.
I was like, shit. He said, no, you might want to hang on to that one. That's a record here, an all motor 4-cylinder.
Really?
Yeah, so I got that, and that's where he said you might want to hang on to that one there. Too Fast, Too Furious, and then everybody started calling me Too Fast.
So what happened to the
Nice.
car? Where'd you leave
The
it?
car, the
What
car
did
got
you do?
ruined.
You blew it up, you
Literally,
you
put some
smoked
nitrous
it, what
in
did
it,
you do
rolled
to
it.
it?
You blew it up,
Had to
you
take
blew
out a
it
home equity loan to pay the motherfucker off.
You hit a curb.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Wow.
I bought something that I
Because
couldn't
I
make
remember.
cool.
He's in there.
He's in there. He's in there.
He's in
Awesome.
there.
He's
Take
in
a
there.
little
Let's go in and
bongo bathroom break.
let's see his reaction to where we've secretly replaced his coffee with Folgers crystals.
We
Let's
can
see his
just we can just
reaction.
replace his-
Hey, you're live on YouTube. What are you doing there?
so retarded.
I
You
am.
guys want to play one more, and then we're gonna go out with Kraken. Is there a
All right.
story
Wow,
behind? Is there a
bang,
story behind
yeah.
that song?
Kraken, no, not really.
Release the Kraken.
We wanted to. He had this. Brad had this riff, and we went from there. That main do 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 do, and he had kind of writer's block for it, and I wrote the first verse or the first line of the first verse just to get him going on it, and then he took it from there. And the only thing I could think of, because a lot of times they give me, he'll send me a recording, and I'm in my truck, my work truck so long,
Right.
and I'll just hook the phone up to the radio, and I got hours of driving, so I can sing and play to whatever. they
That's
got.
cool.
So-
I actually
so
do a
that helps
medley.
out.
I do a
Awesome.
medley with your song and one of my songs called Hangman.
Oh,
And,
really?
Yeah, it's where I go into my song and I come into your song and then I go back out with mine.
Nice.
Yeah,
You
it's-
got no
it's-
loyalties
it's-
to that,
it's-
obviously.
Yeah, I
You
know.
got
Well,
no.
my,
You paid this guy.
my lawyer will be contacting
Yeah, there
your
you
people.
go.
We'll do lunch, babe.
So, but yeah, and then it just kind of spiraled off from there, and it's it's one of our heavier songs, and
It's a very cool song.
yeah, and it's a very cool song.
So what are you guys gonna do?
Man, I love it.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of what else
you
we
wanna-
got left here.
Do you want to do another song?
I mean, I can do a song. It's my song. I don't know.
Do
It's a little slower than normal.
Song.
That's okay.
What other song
So-
you got on there, man?
Put it on
I'll
there.
just
All
play
right,
it.
so,
I'll just
I mean-
fake it like I always do.
All right.
I do the whole thing.
All right.
314 mycitymymusic.com, STL Roar, episode
Roar!
57. Roar. Okay.
I'm falling far from grace, and I'm bound by these words of disgrace. But I'll never forget your face. Yes, I'll never forget my place. I'm walking through the rain, nothing to gain. So fuck it, I won't remember your name, but I'll never forget your face. And I'll never forget my place. It's go time. You got your fist up in the air. There's two of you, but you know I don't care. 'Cause I'll never forget your face. Yes, I'll never forget your face. And now someday I'll put you back in your place.
Wow, very nice. That was
Short and sweet. Short and sweet.
very cool. Okay, so real quick, you guys are playing next at, get your phone out.
Next is July 5th at 9
He's
Mile
not having a
House.
4th of July party, so forget about it, folks.
yeah, you're right. Actually, I'm having a 4th of July party, but
And you got to know the secret password and the address, so shut up, Mickey.
yeah, which I can give that out now.
Okay.
It's at his house.
It's
Write
at
it down
his
for
house.
me.
New England clam chowder.
Very
That's
cool.
the white.
Yeah.
Yeah, July 5th at 9 Mile Garden, and it's going to be our first real show after all this COVID shit. It's kind of slowed down a little bit, so we are pumped. We're ready. We've been
We are pumped
practicing.
and ready as well.
Very cool.
So 9 Mile Garden, come on! It's right in the heart of Afton, so I know a lot of our people are right around that area. You
Oh,
know,
yeah, definitely.
so it's a perfect location. You don't have to drive far and go out there and party. They got the social distancing thing going on, and like I said, it's outside, so
Very
you
cool.
keep your distance and
killer.
enjoy the show. We'll be playing from 6:30.
Keep your distance, but enjoy the show.
Yeah. Not from us. You can come as
Right.
close as you want to us. I
Right,
don't care.
there you
Yeah,
go.
give a thug a hug.
So
You don't
where,
care.
Where can we find your music?
And we are playing from 6:30 to 9:30, so you got a three hours a tree
Awesome.
that night. Yeah.
3
Where
hours
can we
of
find your
treat.
music besides
You couldn't
YouTube?
ask for more.
Shut up.
So you can find it on YouTube. You can find it on Facebook. Facebook will take you to any link you have. We do have a website. What's the website? It's tree14.com. Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
And you can check out some pictures and stuff on there.
He
And,
don't
and,
smoke weed.
and
He
does.
drinks
The funny
it.
part is he does it.
yeah, I really do.
Yeah.
But and I just want to tell everybody that's listening, like anybody that owns any spots anywhere that wants any kind of music, we're very flexible. Book us. We are for sale.
That's
So,
awesome.
right
Very
on.
cool.
Yep.
Oh, what about you? You've got all kinds of other projects.
Oh,
so what you
yeah.
got? Go ahead. What's your next show
just
and your
this
and your
weekend.
website and your website?
I'm on Facebook. Is pretty much where I normally do all my stuff at.
Right.
But actually, I'm doing the recordings this weekend with Tree. I know that, and then
Your next show with the girls
next
and the
show
hula
with
hoops.
girls
You got
is
showgirls?
right here.
Oh yeah, the
Oh,
hula hoop.
I am
The Bear
playing,
Tribe.
I'm actually going to Chicago, or actually up in near Chicago at Hailstorm Brewery. I'm doing that on the 10th of July.
That sounds fun.
That's cool.
And then the 11th, I have a festival down in Springfield, Illinois called Roots and Radicals Music Festival.
Very
Springfield,
cool.
Illinois, interesting
And I'm
town.
Yep.
Illinois. I meant Springfield, Missouri.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a little further.
Now they're all confused.
Sorry.
Not so
But I
much
am gonna be
interesting.
at Redfish Bluefish with the girls on
Oh, cool.
July 18th. I know you guys know about Redfish Bluefish.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
We're
it's in
throwing a
St.
big
Charles.
party there on
It's a very
July
cool venue.
18th. It's
Yeah.
going to be kind of like another pre-party for the Bear Fest, the Midwest Bear Fest, and that's going to be one of the big
Cool.
things. That's probably all.
Yeah, if you guys want to pick a festival or go to like something that that's coming up, get yourself to Bear Fest. That is going to be party central.
Yes.
fun.
Right
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Good summer times.
If you need to get out and like fuck it, it's time to go out and
It's
go to a
time to get
festival or
out.
something.
Yeah,
you hit up
definitely.
Bear Fest,
Totally.
and you can look at all. You can find all that information on
All
Facebook.
my bands will be playing there.
That is true. Yeah,
I'll be there all day.
That's awesome.
Come out to Bear Fish and watch
That's
me
right.
play.
That's right. I'll be in 18 different bands, but yeah.
Yeah.
You need an evil clone or something, right?
That's right.
Shout out to, all these venues. Thank you so much for supporting our artists. And
Yep,
artists,
Charlotte
thanks so
Pub.
much for playing. Charlotte Pub. Shout out to Judy. Big love, big time. St. Charles
Shout out
Music
to my
House.
baby.
Yes, Miss Courtney. Courtney gets a vacation. She says, please take him to the show. I'm not coming in. I understand, Courtney.
Migraines are a motherfucker.
Yes, they are. They suck. I had one earlier.
With you not shutting up all the time, I can see
I
why
know.
she has a headache.
Wow.
You need to have your phone run just 24/7. See if you ever take a breath. Because he just talks.
Black eye.
Stop. Oh.
Busted lip.
Oh.
Oh, damn.
Really?
Some people
You heard, I only got two feelings. You just heard both of them.
You don't have any feelings.
But yeah, I want to thank you guys too for having us out here.
Hey, thanks for
being
you
here,
know,
man.
Like,
Yeah,
you guys
we
are
appreciate
awesome.
it.
We need more people like you to support this local scene. I mean,
Definitely.
just anything to get bands in here, get out, promote however they can, whenever they can,
Definitely.
Yeah,
And
that's-
we
that's
appreciate
why we
you.
do it.
Like in 2016, just we didn't even talk to you or anything, and you
was
found
17.
us. Is
It
it
was
17?
Yeah, it was
You
17.
you
Yep.
found our shit, you plugged
Yeah.
it, and
Oh, I
we
know.
were taken back. We're like, that's so awesome.
It was very
and-
cool. You guys are easy. I was like, wow, which song do I pick? But I try to pick one of the faster ones. And just talking about you though, because you cover so many areas, it's
Right.
I don't want to miss anything.
But we
it's just
appreciate
like,
that. We'll
no,
never
very
forget
easy.
that.
So,
So
for sure, yeah.
yeah.
It's awesome.
You gonna
Yeah.
drink them shots?
Yeah, those are for me, by the way. I got these 5 here.
You gonna eat that last fry?
Oh, for fuck's sake. Really? Eat that last fry. He's so bad. It's terrible.
So bad.
So, okay, we are going to go out with
I'm so bad I should be in detention.
Tree 14, their song Cracking. And how old is this song? A couple years?
This song, a couple years old.
About one. I thought it was one.
Yeah,
It
one.
is 1
I think
year
it was
old.
like
This
one.
is-
All
I
right,
think
one.
it's like one.
One. All
The
right.
newest song
One,
they have
two.
out.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Now, this
Thank you.
one, this one, we did release this. This will be on our new album as well. And this one right here that you're hearing, it's going to be buttered up and mastered a little more.
Buttered
you
up.
know, on the album.
Very
So,
Mm,
yeah.
And
butter.
once you get that together, CD release party, then you throw, 5 or 6 other bands with you, and it's a whole big another party.
Oh yeah. We're gonna
So-
party for sure. Yeah, that's time to party.
Party
there, the
hard,
CD
party
release,
hard.
That's awesome.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Can't wait.
Episode 27.
Episode 27. Wow.
MyCityMyMusic.com, Overtime Studios. Shout out to
STL
Mickey, who hasn't shut up all day.
Woohoo!
Mel, thank you so
I like
much.
Mickey. Yeah.
And Tweezy, who makes it all happen back here.
Tweezy the Don.
Tweezy out here. He makes it all work.
And
thank you
Cat,
so
those
much.
Jello
You guys are
shots
awesome.
were fantastic.
Anytime.
Thank you so much. You guys are
Yep.
awesome. Awesome. So, we will see you next week.
Yep,
right?
we will. Oh, you're coming back next week.
And you can drop by anytime. because
anytime.
The studio's open.
And I mean, you got any
Anytime,
new news?
anytime.
Anytime.
I'll take
Any
you up
new
on
news?
that.
Your
Yeah.
favorite artist is on
As
here.
long as
Come
you
on,
got-
roll
As
through.
long as you got Jello shots and Bud Light.
You'll see me peeking through the window like, you think they're in
yeah,
there?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
come on in.
Yeah.
Well, you-
Go there.
you
Back
know the
door's always open.
You know the back door. If we don't, just walk in. Yeah,
All
it's
right.
all good. No,
Seriously, you got somebody on here you're fond of, but one of your favorite artists, or
Just drop
somebody's
by.
on here. You got some new news or
Yeah.
whatever. Just drop in.
Awesome.
We
Thank
had-
you
we
guys.
had
Thank
one
you very
lady,
much.
She brought her son in here. He was 15, and he just played his little heart out. How good was he? He was so good.
Yeah,
he
it
was
was,
so
it was
nervous.
adorable, regardless.
But he was good.
He
and
was good.
Electrical good. He was so nervous.
She
I'm
knocked
so
on the door and
nervous
she
to
said,
do
"My
this."
son, he
Wants
wants
to
to know if
play.
he can come in and play guitar."
Oh, yeah.
We're like, "Get him in here."
Hey, you got to start somewhere, Like I know when I was like 12 years old and I played at this little like youth gathering thing. The
Yeah.
first song I ever learned on guitar was Glycerine.
Did you bring the guitar
Oh.
or the tennis racket?
I had the guitar this time, but I played Glycerine in front of her, and all the girls were going crazy. And right then I knew
Yes,
Wet
that's
in
why
the
you
I
play
knew
guitar.
I wanted to be a musician for sure.
Yeah,
So
there you go.
yeah,
That's right,
Yeah.
Penny in the house.
I
yeah,
know.
so
That's
yeah.
awesome. dude.
Very cool, huh? How cool is that?
Yeah.
But I mean, and I've said this before, when you have your fans, you have your following, and they sing your songs back to you, how cool is that?
It's
When you're
nothing
up there,
better.
it's just
no
so-
better
it gives me
feeling.
chills when
No
I think
better
about it, 'cause
feeling.
that's so
It's like
cool.
better than sex and weed put
It's
together.
just so
Yeah,
wow.
yeah, especially people you don't know personally, and
Right.
they come and like we played at Delmar Hall with Ballyhoo,
Yeah.
and there was people
Good
that came,
sounding room,
that came
huh?
in from Springfield, and they were like, "We came to see you," and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much," and. But those are the people I like to hang out with. I don't give them the handshake and like, oh, thanks, man. I want to know them, get to know
Right,
them,
damn right.
and meet up with them again.
Those are your people.
Have you
Yeah.
have you talked to Yvonne Loveland from Voodoo Queen?
No, I haven't.
Voodoo Queen Management, she's out of Chicago, but she has a lot of bands on her roster, and they do a lot of shows, combined shows. She's like her husband
they're outta
Tony
here
plays for
via
Maximus,
Chicago.
and they're really
Okay.
good. She's got Murder Machine, Love the Hate. I can't think of all of them right now. She's friggin' phenomenal. So you can hit her up on Facebook.
You'll have to give me that
I
name
will.
One of the
before I
coolest
go.
Shout out
shows
to
I've ever was,
Yvonne.
Final Drive. She's got
She-
Final Drive.
Yeah, she's got Final Drive. She used to have Conquest, but they still work together. But they just kind of went with a different manager. But she's awesome. I mean, she used to do a ton of shows at Fubar, and but she's really good. And she always puts stuff together, and she's there at all of her
She's,
shows. She
nice.
does merch. She does everything. I mean,
She's the step in between from this to major label, really.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's awesome. But
I would
yeah.
I would definitely like to reach out to her
She's
then.
very,
yeah.
very
definitely
cool.
do.
But yeah, she's a System Slave. I can't think of all of them, but yeah, they do shows all the time. But she's awesome. Very
Great.
cool. So yeah, you gotta reach out to her. So
Thank
anyway,
you for that. Yeah.
we gotta get out of here. We are going to leave. See you guys next week. MyCityMyMusic.com. STL Roar, episode 27 with Tree 14.
Fuck yeah.
Yes.
314. Fuck yeah.
314.
I gotta be.
I couldn't hold it. I had to go.
Hey, let me another one of them smokes before you go pee.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Take some shots. Take some.
Take a shot.
Shot.
A plain blue sea, like you've seen 1,000 times.
Song playing and then
It takes you
throw the trash.
far, it takes
Trash
you
in there,
home,
like you just don't care.
wherever your soul may rest. But beware when it rains.
Well, I make it pretty
Beware of the shivering sea.
found somebody.
You got kids?
I got a 12-year-old daughter. That's
Did
it.
you get along with your ex?
Yeah, we're on good terms.
So was amicable. That's
We kept the lawyers out of everything.
That's good. Yeah, I'm a paralegal, so I've done a few of those. Matter of fact, I got two divorces I'm working on right now, two positions. Yeah, they're not fighting over the dishes or anything. They don't want to deal with all that. It's just filing fees and all that. And then as long as you agree, the judge
The rising stars are there again, and people alive,
child custody, so you don't have to pay child support.
confidence they shout the beast was slain, will never revive, will never revive. But this ocean is deep and wide, far more than 100 miles. Prepare yourself and don't let go. This creature, he was not alone. Was not alone. Was not alone. Was not
I was counting up the years. I think I'm almost at 5 years now.
I have a friend of mine, his
Alright, Beach. That's why we